Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Scratching Post with Scratch at that Gaming Itch. It is a very, very hot Saturday here in the UK, and that's not stopping any of us, as once again I am assembling my lovely group of people as we are continuing some silly voices as we have a case to solve, and what a case it is going to be. Oh, well, my name is Eback, of course, the one on the channel, and of course I'm going to introduce our cast for today's show. It is, of course, the regulars with, of course, a special guest. So let's go through the regulars in a particular order. Brr.
Breaks his head, break his leg, and blade dwarf. Oh, sorry. Hello.
Divot.
Is this a snuff film?
What?
Oh, it's already gone to hell. Lemming.
Yeah, we're all here and we're all heating. We're all heating up and boiling, but we're here and we're going to do it.
Shadow.
Hello. We are all hot and we are all moist.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
we're all hot.
Oh dear.
Oh,
We are all hot and
We
I
also,
have forever.
of course, have got. We've also got drifting.
Simon keeps getting upset with me for stacking +2 Uno cards.
And Kay.
You can't stack +2, Sykes, John. It's not in the rules.
It is now.
It is now.
The rules are whatever I want them to be.
That's not how games work.
Yes, it is.
And our special,
suplex.
I'm gonna say special guest, although there's rumblings that she may want to be joining us on a more permanent basis. Question mark. Laura Petal.
I can't top any of that. Hi.
Also, I mean, everyone here is quote unquote specials.
That is what the psychiatrist told me.
Hey.
That was my bottom, don't worry.
Well, let's get on with today's show. Last time, a man turned up.
That's a man right there.
Specifically, this man.
This man right there, and he's about to go into front with another man opposite him that you can't see right now.
Edgeworth, what are you doing here? This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been friends since we were kids. We faced off in court a number of times back when he was a prosecutor, but now...
You've been on and off friends since you were kids.
Yeah.
Friends.
It's like a light switch.
Hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth? Oh, but you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you?
He's chief prosecutor now. Pretty soon, it'll be a year, right?
A title is nothing more than a title. Don't we have more pressing issues to discuss?
I should say that does place him becoming chief prosecutor like right after Apollo Justice. So he's not chief prosecutor during Apollo Justice. Important note.
Ding.
Especially
And now you know.
You know.
Also, chief prosecutor is this is just a wrinkle of translation. Basically every time you hear that word in like any of the games, it's referring to a different position. But in the localization, they've all just pushed them all under chief prosecutor when there should be district attorney and all these other things. But like, for example, in the first case, second case of the first case attorney game, Turnabout Sisters, it says, talk about chief prosecutor. That is referring to a character I believe we meet, maybe in Investigations 2, might be a different person, might be someone we don't actually meet, but it's a male character, whereas the chief prosecutor in that game, it was revealed by case 5, is a woman on a sky. So there you go.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know what the localizers were doing with that specific thing, but that's just fun fact. There you go.
Yeah.
Well.
Expert in all things Ace Attorney. Hey, everyone.
Yay.
Also,
That's
this
why
is
we
like
brought
an
them on board.
Yeah.
This is like an updated version of a mouse theme because I like it.
It is.
Yeah, all the themes are always redone like every game. Not every game, but every 3D game, I think.
Yeah, this is the Great Revival 2012 version, whatever this year this came out.
yeah.
Yeah, Edgeworth's team got a raise as well.
Yes.
All right.
All right, let's go.
So what are you doing here, Edgeworth?
The captor chose me as the prosecutor for the UR1 case.
Wow, she's good. She went all the way up to the top.
You know it.
I gathered all the information I could in the short time that I had. I'll give you a rundown.
You're always so well prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Thanks. I appreciate this. I could really use the help.
I'll start with a brief overview. The victim was the psychologist Dr. Metis Sykes.
Yeah, Athena's mother.
7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found here in this very room. I have 2 crime photos and the police notes on them for you to see.
What a terrible way to die.
This other photo shows the other side of the room, I see.
7-year-old photos added to the court record. I also have the autopsy report for you.
Updated.
Updated.
I was going to say, are you going to update this one?
I share the
Please.
same brainwave.
Please, right. It's been 7 years. It's fine.
There is a comment
Yeah,
that is that
you should-
exact.
You should know it's gonna get updated.
So
Let's just say that Tenor on Discord has such an amazing selection of 80 terminal gifts, and it's a perfect one for updating the shops every part. Just fucking-
Is Laura really quiet for anyone else?
yeah, Laura
Yeah.
is quiet.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
quiet
sh-
again.
No, it's not. Oh
No,
my
you're
god, it hasn't
quiet.
happened again, has it?
Yes.
You're quiet. You're really quiet. It's like you're further away from the mic.
Yeah.
It's like the mic is running away from you and you don't even notice.
Microphones don't have feet.
I have a stranglehold on the microphone right now, it's not running away.
I've just turned you up just to compensate. The murder weapon was the victim's own katana found at the scene.
Yes, Detective Fulbright mentioned she was into Japanese culture.
Just say she's Japanese, please.
Just say she's a weeb, it's fine.
No, she is Japanese. Sorry, I have a real
It's
big grudge
meta.
against the weeb jokes about characters in this game. Because they
Let's
get
go, let's
really
go.
annoying.
I said it in jest, you're right.
The body was found by a Space Center staff member and 2 police officers. The police were called in because of the sabotage threat on the Hat 1 launch.
Should I said more of a, she's an otaku instead? Or is that
That's
just
fine. That's better. That's better, marginally.
only marginally? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
She even changed her last name to Sykes so that it sounds Japanese.
No.
Yes,
like,
Director Cosmos mentioned this too.
Yeah, that's where I start like drawing the line because it's like because people pretend they're not Japanese when they're literally Japanese in like the original text, and thus they probably should be in this game as well. You know,
Yeah,
Mhm.
but you know, translations be weird.
localizations like I don't think the localization race bent them at least.
A few hours after the body was discovered, a suspect was arrested. The suspect was Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor.
That's not how I looked. Just saying.
We'll get to it.
I hear this trial was over in a flash.
Yes, a guilty verdict was declared in only 1 session. Not only did he plead guilty, but there was decisive evidence against him too.
Well, that kind of hurts your case, doesn't it?
The security camera video. And a photo of the moment of the crime, as I recall.
But did Prosecutor Blackwell even have a motive?
Is
Are
this
we
game-
sure he's just not finding the sword?
To this day, his motive is still unknown. He insisted he did it, but he would never say why.
Has this
So
game
that means-
series ever cared about the why, though?
He must still be hiding something.
Right.
No shit.
And there's another aspect of this case that was never released to the public.
Yeah, I know. The part about the spy, right?
Right. How on earth did you know about that?
Director Cosmos told me after a bit of pressure.
I have my ways.
And Juicy has knives.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They threatened me with suplex.
No, that's
He
my
told
job,
me-
and I'm in jail.
Suplexing all the guards. And the other inmates. And the lunch attendant. And the medical staff.
Oh my god.
No. Then now I draw the line. Now I draw the line. She's gonna be fucking guilty. I will find her guilty someday.
Okay.
He told me espionage and sabotage were behind the Hat 1 miracle.
Don't worry. I won't tell anyone. I've always been great at keeping secrets.
Oh, bless her heart. She's
Untrue.
Too cute.
Yeah.
Well, I
That
might as
doesn't
well.
matter. She's still cute.
Well, I might as well tell you now. They really do suspect Blackwood of being a spy. They think he sabotaged the rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to steal the moon rock. But if you can prove that the Hat 2 bombing is the work of the same spy,
We can stay the execution.
it's a possibility. That's why I intend to help you any way I can.
Thanks, Edgeworth. Now all I have to do is comb this room for evidence.
7-year-old evidence, mind you.
Yeah. Let's do it together.
The Judge Tron 02. That's the thing that's glaring at me in the back.
That's just Toronto 2. I have only just noticed that. You're right. Ah!
online.
So does that mean there was a Judge Tron 01?
Probably.
And what is that
Hey, maybe it's
actually the
close-
judge?
Clearly,
Exploded violently.
clearly that was too much like the judge. Is like, now we can't use this. So
Yeah.
I'm going to push forward
Hey,
that Judge Tron 1 is actually the judge. He was just that perfect.
Can we
Yeah,
just
can I?
look at one of the old crime scene photos, specifically the one of the plug,
One of
One of the
what?
what?
the one with the plug.
Oh, okay.
this one.
The other one. Nope.
That would be on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Big plug at the back there.
Well,
Can you see the battery, Mark? You see the battery indicator above the plug socket?
Yeah.
That's not full. That's only
Yeah,
got
that's
a,
empty.
a. No, it's not empty, Lemming. You could just see a tiny
Yeah,
sliver left. So
virtually
whatever was charging from that is like almost out of charge, whilst the battery indicator you see behind Edgeworth is fully charged.
Hmm.
but also, why is there like a laptop on the floor?
Yeah. There's the place where the sword would have been held,
Mm-hmm.
and there's the Hope
And
1
moon
capsule.
rocket thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a capsule, yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to know what the laptop-looking thing is.
I think it's I'm going to go ahead and say it's a carry case, not a laptop.
Yeah, it seems more like that.
Whatever it is, I want to know why it's there on the floor.
This is one heck of a robot.
There's something written on it. Is this supposed to be a poem? I cut down anyone who displeases me. I make the rules. I am the law.
This is Judge Tron.
I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I am Judge Tron, JTO2.
I don't believe we need to bother with that, Pearl. It's not even completed yet.
He's right, Pearls. There's no sign of it in the photo from 7 years ago either.
Oh.
They were building the Hope space probe here at the time. The murder occurred after the space probe had been removed from the room.
So it was long gone by the time someone took this picture, huh?
But you can see the probe in this newspaper photo.
There's the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, it is a laptop.
And the moon rock. And the sword.
Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too.
That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture?
I don't know why the moon looks like that, but...
Note that the same rock is absent from the crime scene photo.
Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen.
I hear there's lots of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on our civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there, which is a very bad idea.
Yeah.
So the person who stole it, think it was our spy?
I'm sure of it. Dr. Sykes was probably killed because she was a roadblock in their plan. Unfortunately, the government thinks Prosecutor Blackwell is the culprit. Let's check out that power box.
Yeah. I think Shadow's onto something.
What's this? It looks like a giant power plug.
It's attached to what looks like an electric vehicle charging station.
Hey!
That's a charging station for us robots.
And now you're very loud again all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It turned you down, robot.
We come here periodically and charge ourselves up.
Wow. Machines that maintain themselves. That's pretty cool.
So a robot finished charging.
Yeah.
If our batteries run out and we lose consciousness, we never know what Miss Aura will do to us while we're down. You see,
Well, that's
in the
almost.
darkness,
Yeah.
so cold, so very cold.
Oh,
The
dear.
Nothing more
victim
to...
is Siren.
Oh no!
Oh, God.
No!
Nothing motivates quite like fear, huh?
Laura, did you intentionally do that?
Maybe.
That honestly just came to my head just now. Honestly.
Nice.
Yeah, it must be something with your voice mod, because whenever you're using it, it's fine. Then whenever you switch it off, it's not. You're quiet again. It's weird.
That is very strange. Okay.
You're now fine.
What did you do?
Maybe voice mod is doing some kind of gain on the
Yeah.
input.
Or Windows is changing it. You know what Windows is like. Anyway, the cases.
Blame Microsoft.
Of course.
Blame Microsoft. Blame Microsoft.
Bert, will you stop reading my mind? Stop it. I swear.
I have your brain cell as
You can
well.
break my brain cell.
This brain cell needs to last for another at least 2.5 hours. Just chill out for the moment.
Damn it, I was trying to think of something to do to continue that, like that husky hullabaloo and Bing. But then I forget. Hey! Look at this row of rolling cases. I bet the wheels make it easier for people to move heavy research materials around.
That's how wheels work. I bet they'd be fun to ride around in.
Me with trolleys when I was 8 years old. Big
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could probably even probably both fit in the biggest one. I know. We could have Prosecutor Edward push us.
I don't trust him not to push us down a flight of stairs.
Right.
That's
Oh, me.
Sorry I'm late, I was doing things. He shoved me down the stairs!
Yeah.
Rocket punch. What's this? A giant robot arm, maybe?
It's pretty big for an arm, but you're right. I think these thin parts here are finger bones. They're even about as long as my legs.
And there's a spiked ball and giant drill on the floor too. Is Aura trying to build some kind of weapon of mass destruction that can pierce the heavens?
Maybe she wants to use it to demolish a big building or something.
I can picture her gleefully tearing down the street, just doing just that.
She's
What you
so
don't
mad
know.
scientist.
But what you don't know is I've heard that the kaiju are coming in 2 years' time. So I'm getting the robots ready. We just need to get the neural link stations ready so that two pilots can use it at the same time.
And then
Yeah, well, you don't
Edward-
blow your mind there.
And then Edward and Phoenix could be one team, and
Yes.
Apollo and Clavier could be the other team.
Yes.
There is definitely a Pacific.
I don't
Rim.
think Apollo would appreciate Clivier being in his brain, though.
Absolutely not, probably.
I feel more like Apollo would faint after a few seconds of being Clavier's brain.
Pretty much, yeah.
You don't want to be in
I
there.
better not
It's
think about it
dangerous.
anymore.
It's a dangerous landfill.
I was going to say
That's
click
the
the,
right, maybe
the
yeah.
drill, but that's already been done. It's about as cluttered as my office, but I think it's a workbench.
I don't think you have a drill in your office.
Mr. Nick, I think this must be a kitchen. Look at this photo.
Look at this photograph.
See the cute little food processor?
That isn't a food processor, Pearls. That's the Hope capsule. It was scheduled to be
Start using pearls.
It was scheduled to be loaded onto the Hope space probe that fateful day. The 3 people who came to collect the capsule discovered the body.
We first on the scene, huh? A staff member and 2 police officers, was it?
Probably pick it up from Phoenix.
And they were here to collect the capsule, which reminds me.
So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right?
Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead, then?
Apollo and Nora Blackwell. Well, I wonder what they're talking about. Edgeworth, did those 3 people have a bag with them for transporting the capsule?
Oh, you mean this? It's a custom-made shock-resistant bag. But how did you know?
Oh, I just overheard Apollo making an inquiry about it, that's all.
So he's looking into the case from 7 years ago on his own, is he? Hope capsule updated in the court record.
Yeah, that Hope capsule does look like rice cooker a bit.
Yeah. If you go up to the most right, that down. Like the things on the
notes
wall.
on the board.
Yeah.
The notes.
Oh.
The papers on the wall.
Oh,
if you
never
can.
mind. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was something different.
Okay, we've done everything here, so let's move.
You move over to the other side.
Well, let's examine the table.
That's a freaking scary dentist chair.
It's also kind of scary that this requires a emergency ladder.
Yes. Also, we should definitely present our badge to Edgeworth.
At some point.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Yes.
point.
Before we forget.
It looks like an operating table. It's in the photo too.
Technically, that's a chair, but
Yes, it was here then as well, with the victim's body lying on it.
There's a button here. Oh, I know. I'll try pushing it.
Push button.
Pearls, don't touch that.
Oopsie.
My kind of girl. Always push the button.
Yes.
That's very DD energy.
Extermination procedure begin.
It's a bot builder.
Suddenly, with the idea of her body being there, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
It appears to be a robot assembly device.
Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick?
Game, I don't like what you're implying.
Please don't push any more buttons, Pearls.
You cannot see me, but I am nodding and making a face to convey
Yeah, and looking directly at Phoenix, but also with your hand reaching slowly towards the button.
Like a cat about to knock a candle off a table.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about like in regards to the implications of that. I was just saying I am nodding.
So let's just get that harrowing thought out of our head. Here's my badge.
It must be nice to finally have your attorney's badge back.
No need to give it that sort of facial expression, Edgeworth. I thought it was nice. Yeah, it's been 8 years. I'm sorry for all it put through. I'm sorry for all I put you through.
No, I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you.
Nah, I was the one that made this decision.
But now you can stand in court once again. And you can mow them down just like you used to.
Ooh, way to put the pressure on a guy. And since when did I get such a brutal reputation?
You You were called the Turnabout Terror.
Since I lost you like 10 times.
Yeah. Also, I also want to note just how they don't actually say anything of substance about Apologistus.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
annoyed.
hard
That's
Yeah.
all.
So that
Also,
autopsy
give me a
report,
sec.
right?
Yeah.
Can I just see it for a sec?
That's Terrence.
That's Terrans. My apologies.
Yeah, there we go.
Cause there was a stab wound to the chest, the weapon pierced the heart, and so death was instantaneous. Estimated between 1 and 3 p.m. October 7th caused us instant death due to stab wound to heart.
That was a
Oh,
horrible.
good. It's still in the cavity. That's nice. I briefly had visions of it. You know.
No. But there's still a horrible lot of blood for a weapon still being in the country.
Yeah.
This might sound horrible, but do you think it was like a mercy killing because the bot thing was doing its thing?
No,
Hmm.
she's
No, she.
No, I won't put it. I'll put this as
No.
as lightly as I can, but she's still intact.
Granted, yes.
Yeah.
An emergency ladder. This must be the one they used during the evacuation.
Everyone recalls this game is rated M in the US.
Yes.
The explosion disabled the elevators. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to.
As Miss Blackwell was climbing down the side of the building, she saw the whole culprit inside.
I wonder which would have been scarier, that or looking down. Didn't realize I was scared of heights.
I am, so mood.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
Well,
Yes, never mind.
well, it's like I have a like. It's not the height that gets me. It's the fear of
Falling. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a fear of heights, it's a fear of grounds. It's that kills you.
Yeah, it's the fear of the sudden stop at the end.
Yeah. Aura's desk
We'll
is a
discuss
mess.
this later. I have different opinions on how my weird-ass phobias work.
Mhm. No, that doesn't surprise me.
I agree with drifting. I am terrified even of the heights that I know that if I fall from, there's nothing's gonna happen to me.
We'll
also,
discuss this later. It'll be fine.
I've also got to say hi, Bollock. Oh, I see you there.
Oh, yeah.
Hi there.
I'm all.
Yes, we have our boy Edgeworth.
Yes.
Yes. He's
Oh.
a droid.
He is there. He's just off screen.
Yes. Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up.
Wait, before you do,
And set
That
off
might be
another booby
nice.
trap.
Mantis.
huh? She just glanced over at her desk. It's Mrs. Sykes. Glonko, can I talk to you? I really hope he's back to normal.
You wish to speak to me, Mr. Wright? If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area.
That's the moneymaker. Hey, don't put me in the same class as that woman. What was Aura like 7 years ago at the time of the incident?
I made a robot. No, you made an anxious mess. That's what you did.
Look at it. It's got anxiety.
Yes.
Describing the creation of humans.
True.
When Mother died, Miss Aura was confused.
Huh, so she calls Dr. Sykes mother, but Aura Blackwell Miss Aura.
With the loss, she exhibited a severe catecholamine imbalance.
Good job.
Wow, good job, yeah.
I would
Yeah.
not have been
You didn't
able
want-
to do that.
Excuse me, but I have no idea what that means.
Mood.
I don't think any of us do.
Pardon me and your feeble human minds searching for alternative expression.
I think Shadow knows what that means.
Searching.
Oh, it is a thing actually. Catecholamines are hormones made by your adrenal glands, which are located on top of your kidneys. Examples include dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. These are adrenaline derivatives.
Oh, so she was sad.
Yeah, stressed.
Ergo, she would spend the nights crying, and then take out her feelings on those around her.
You need a therapist, my lady, as do I.
After Prosecutor Black was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded a retrial as well.
Fair enough.
That is correct. But without new evidence, her requests were ignored. And then, little by little, Miss Aura began to change, anxiety levels slowly rising. She started to hate it when I called her Mama Aura.
And before long, she started hating the court system and abusing Clonco. Ah.
That murder destroyed so many lives.
Right. Take a look at this paper on Dr. Science and Miss Blackwell's research.
Ponko and Clonco, they're the robots with hearts that Dr. Sykes created.
Ponko and Clonko, that just sounds like something that the BBC made in the 70s.
Yeah.
Wait, I just think of 101 Dalmatians.
Oh,
You know,
Pongo.
Yeah, with
Pongo and
Pongo and
Perdido.
Perdido. Yeah, and I'm just like, oh.
A heartbeat detection system lets them determine when a human is present. In addition, they can recognize people by their ID tag or facial features. And they can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice. That's amazing.
Oh, so like me then.
Hey, I don't know, Edgeworth. They might be even more human than you.
Wow!
What's that supposed to mean?
You know exactly what that's supposed to mean.
You say that when Franziska exists.
Yeah.
No, she's too human.
I mean, Franziska does have emotions. I mean, she has an emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constant
Anger.
annoyance.
Rage.
That's at least one.
It kind of sounds like these robots can do what Athena does.
Robots with a heart added to the court record. It's hardly robots in disguise, though, right? But
As
Not
I
Transformers.
said earlier, they all have EPUs. They're all Cubics robots.
Edgeworth would be into Transformers, though, I think. Not like as much as the Steel Samurai, but he'd be vaguely interested.
Well, I guess that's
This is
about it for
classic.
this room.
so, what do you think, right? Any ideas?
There's still a lot of gaps in the evidence. But I'll pull it off somehow. After all. You asked me to prove Blackwell's innocence, right, Edgeworth?
What? He did?
Yep. He called it a special request. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred.
So what was... So that was what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back?
Yep. The Blackwell case.
Right. I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion.
Hey, I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? Haven't been one for a long time.
That 8-year misunderstanding has been cleared up, and you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the dark age of the law. Very soon, a convict will stand as a prosecutor in court. I want you to keep an eye on him.
Ah, just when I'm beginning to actually like the job I have now.
Right. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details.
Hey, no need to apologize. It's like I said on the phone the other day. I know that the type of criminals you're after now aren't the small fries anymore. The mere murderers. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yes, for this very reason I returned.
This is from the opening cutscene.
Time to bring it to an end. I'm going to end the dark age of the law. That's what this is all about. Then I can retire.
At 33.
And return to being the pianist.
The dark age of the law, it sure comes up a lot these days on TV and in the papers. And I heard there are more false charges and fabrication of evidence than ever.
When I became chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. It all began 8 years ago.
Kristoff!
A lawyer was caught fabricating evidence. And a year after that, a prosecutor was found guilty of murder.
Wait, do you mean...
That's right. He's talking about my case and the prosecutor Blackwell's.
It was a downward spiral after that, an absolute nightmare. After those 2 cases, the mass media launched an all-out attack on the courts. Public opinion was tainted, and before long, the legal world itself was sucked into it.
It's such a shame. Once suspicion formed, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors were supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together.
How sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and each other.
Yes, and do absolutely anything to win. We're in an age now where winning is valued far more than the truth. I'm sure it's caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many a night's rest. Is it just me, or did his brow get even more furrowed than the last time I saw him?
Phoenix, bold of you to assume that this man sleeps.
Brandon?
The hostage taker's disdain for the court is a perfect example of the times.
Sure is.
So, you mean he wears glasses to hide the bags under his eyes?
Yes.
Do you have any idea who the hostage taker might be?
Oh,
Well,
no.
somebody who mistrusts the court system and who can manipulate robots. It can really only be Aura Blackwell. Who else but her would want a retrial of that case from 7 years ago so badly?
Simon Blackwell's older sister and the owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she intended to force Miss Sykes to confess.
I'd like to imagine that from Edge's point of view, he's opening the logic menu and connecting all the dots right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we know he has a logic button on his forehead.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
On his temple,
Ace Attorney Investigations 1.5.
He just asked Phoenix out of courtesy to kind of see, like, does someone else come to the same conclusion? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it would be really cool if that was a switch point of view game where from Phoenix's point of view, it's a first-person perspective game like this, and then you switch to Edgewood's point of view, and it's set to the game like Investigations.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena.
The important thing is for you to solve the UR1 and prove Blackwell's innocence.
And then maybe she'll release the hostages, like Trucy.
I'm counting on you, right, to set that prosecutor and those hostages free.
And I'll be counting on you in court to help me too.
Of course, I'll do everything I can to help uncover the truth. As this isn't an official trial, I'm more at liberty to be a little unorthodox.
Nice.
If you bring in any updated files again, we're going to have issues.
We're going to have a talk.
Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation?
Yeah, but I'd like to tell the hostage taker something for me. I'd like you to tell the hostage taker. I have to go to the detention center. I can't start the trial until I've talked to Athena.
She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to the detention center.
So I'm still being watched, huh?
Yes!
I'll see you in court, Edgeworth.
Even if it will be an undocumented trial, it'll be good to face you in court again.
Aw.
Just say you two are very affectionate to each other. God.
It's just telling me you love him and be done with
I love you, right?
December 20th, Detention Center Visitors Room.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Edgeworth, what was that?
Nothing. Nothing.
You heard nothing.
I like you too, Edgeworth.
She was right by my side only a few short hours ago. But I feel like I haven't seen her in ages. Weeks, to be precise.
I don't know who
That
is
should be
this.
you, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Drift. That is.
Oh, Mr. Wright. And Pearly, too. I'm about to play +4 and stack it. I knew you would come. After all, the first step is an interview with the defendant.
And because you're my friend, and I was worried about you.
Oh my god, is that why you did the bit? Simon and Athena just playing Uno in the
Yes.
in the prison back rooms.
Like they're not playing right. They're not playing right now because because this is the like interview room. So they're not playing right now. But like when she's back there, they're playing.
Yeah.
And Simon is losing miserably.
He is. Because Athena isn't playing by the rules he set up.
Yeah.
She's literally
Yeah, but Black Widow's like, I swear to God, if I lose once again, I'm gonna call the death row to move to today.
Fulbright, moving from my cell.
Oh
Is
my
it
God.
is it like the time that we played Flux at UK Games Expo? And David had a turn that lasted about 5 minutes, and after he was done, I just won in like.
Yeah, as David's just doing like, okay, I'm going to play this rule, which allows me to play more rules, which allows me to play more cards. Then I do this rule, which means that only one card can be played by the next person next turn. Shadow, I play this card and win because I get the goal.
You know what's even funnier? I had started this nonsense by putting down the play everything rule. That was why David's turn took 5 minutes, and yet I won in the end.
And this is why I will never play Flux with Shadow ever again.
No,
I joke.
I refuse to play certain people.
Honestly, I would. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if you were like, you know what? I introduced you to Flux. I'm going to take you out to Flux as well. This was
Fair
a
enough.
mistake.
How about I do the line though? Thanks, boss.
You were going to say something, Lemming?
Oh, it just reminded me of there are people I refuse to play Magic the Gathering against for that exact reason.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one who's worried either.
Really? Who else?
I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself she came to find me. She told me you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about the place.
Oh, so you know, huh? I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
That's all right. But there are some other things I'd like to ask you.
Sure, you can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you.
Are you the Batman?
I'm a man.
Tell me about the day Clay was murdered.
I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space Museum.
Right where the culprit fled to. That's not good.
I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. But when I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Head 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there things would be different this time.
Oh, honey.
That must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that.
So I went to the Space Museum the evening before the explosions. This was before the launch pad had been switched. There was a sign that said closed for repairs and they weren't letting anybody in.
Yeah, the director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there.
But I snuck in anyway.
Did you want to see that Hat 1 group photo? The one with your mother in it?
I did, but what I really wanted to see was her jacket.
That jacket on display. That was Dr. Sykes?
At 1 exhibit, updated in the court record.
But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw the jacket, it all came rushing back to me. Everything around me went hazy and I couldn't see. I tried to get out of there somehow, but I guess I passed out. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows where people couldn't really see me.
Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave?
How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena?
I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into the boiler lounge too. My mind must have still been fuzzy because my memory is vague after that. I don't remember how I got home.
No memory, huh? This is gonna be tough.
Which means, what if I'm the one who killed Clay?
I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. So, during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. Of course I believe her. But will anybody else? What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your mother, doing?
Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice. And my special ability. Someday when people travel to distant planets, their companions will be robots. So she said that they had to be able to understand how their human companions felt.
Wow, robots that can understand people!
That's a fairly logical thing to think about.
Yeah.
I was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work, and she never paid any attention to me. Sorry about that, judging up all that old stuff.
No need to apologize. I guess her home life was complicated. Oh, by the way, Miss Wood said something about you always wearing headphones.
She always wore those big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research.
I gotta admit, there is something a bit adorable about it.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of cute. I had to wear that every time I went out. Oh, I hated them so much, but she wouldn't listen.
What were they for?
Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation. But I don't remember now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand.
Okay, but let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for her research.
want to believe that. But just about the only things my mother left me with are Widget. And this earring.
Hang on.
Oh, it's beautiful. Shadow?
Athena's special ability operates because of her hearing, right?
Yes.
So perhaps the headphones were to stop her from being overwhelmed, possibly.
Fair enough. That's a fair shout.
Maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll see, I guess. Or not.
It's made of a piece of real moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me in her own way.
I'm sure of it. I'm really sure she did. Because that's what I want to believe too.
Moonrock earring added to the court record.
This human level you've brought to Athena Drifting, this is incredible stuff
Yeah.
I'm listening
Thank
to.
you.
Oh my god.
I'd better ask her a little more about her mother's research. I should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight's gold star. First gold star of the
You
night.
get a
Goes to Drifting.
good stuff.
I don't want your gold star.
Why you'll be fuck, I forgot the word.
The
Never
Ponko
mind.
series. You must have gone to the robotics lab.
You seem to really love Ponko and Klonko.
Yeah, my mother made them and I grew up around them, you know?
There's one of those cute little robots in this photo, too.
See Ponko's bandages? I put this on her.
Oh,
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I just wander them around and around. Pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it.
The effort is all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I didn't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought that if a robot broke, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was.
The thought,
but
that,
that's
the
so
thought is what that
cute,
counts,
though.
you precious bean. You precious bean!
Phoenix?
Lemming?
Lemming?
Oh, he's typing.
Oh no.
Typing in Discord. Uh-oh. Oh, PC restarted. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Revamped!
Giddy.
Do you want me to be impromptu Phoenix?
If you want, sure.
Returns.
Wanna just move things along? Go for it.
It looks like there's something written on the bandages.
Yeah, I wrote stuff like, get well soon, Punko.
Oh.
Oh! Ow, my heart!
Oh dear.
Welcome back, Lemming.
Yeah.
But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash.
Oh, that must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab.
I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt.
Oh dear.
Oh, Jesus.
It looked just like magic to me, what she could do.
Oh!
I don't like what the game is
Jesus,
implying!
Hang on,
Jesus.
hang on.
Oh.
The robot tried to fix... A robot tried to fix Athena's mom, so put her on the table and ended up stabbing her by accident and killing
No,
her.
I think it
That's
was
a horrendous
Athena that
implication.
tried to- I think it was Athena that tried to fix her mom.
But then why?
Yeah.
But then she was already dead.
Yeah.
You know, because she was.
She died instantly.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like she might
Yeah,
have
but she could
maybe
have still
fainted
been
or
alive.
something.
She could have still been alive if she was.
Yeah.
She should still be alive, even if her heart wasn't beating. Because you can be alive for just a couple of seconds, for like maybe a minute, and then of course the robot thinks, oh, somebody like either Athena gets a robot to put Athena's mum on the chair, and then
Yeah,
it just
repair
finishes her
her.
off by accident.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is
We're
just.
somewhat getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, this is also speculation. We don't know what happened. For all we know, she could have been stabbed while lying on the table.
Yeah.
But
Either way, I don't like the implication of this damn table.
Even
Yeah.
if those speculations are wild, I rather like doing them.
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah, the only thing that stops me from doing that is like the jacket on the floor, and it has a gash in it, which is on the lower side, which doesn't match up to where the entrance wound is. So I'm just like, there's something more going on here. I'm pretty sure
like
robots.
Although I don't know, my first reaction was that the gash on the jacket is where someone was trying to get something from out of the jacket.
Maybe.
No, it doesn't look right to me. Anyway, continue.
A little girl who grew up around robots. She seemed to have some good memories of it.
This entire conversation just reminded me of the Doctor Who episode where they go to the SS Madame de Pompadour.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center?
Yeah, a little. And this person has even taken hostages?
I guess I'd better spare the news about Trucy. Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago.
What? You're kidding me? So that means prosecuted Blackwell might...
Yep, I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it. So wait, did you know him back then?
Yes, he used to come visit my mom a lot. He studied psychology under her and would sometimes ask for advice on his legal cases.
Well, that makes sense.
He was very kind and considerate, and straight as an arrow.
Well,
Unlike now, where he's more twisted than a basket of snakes.
I can't really blame him after what's happened to him.
Yeah.
That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. I was a fool. How could anyone else know what I was talking about?
She heard the voice in his heart.
Also, the fact that all the people in the gallery have had their faces blacked out because it's a memory of a child is understandable, but also kind of unsettling.
I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like it is also a memory of a child that wasn't around humans too much. So she's not really in her element.
Plus, also, you always have those moments where you remember a memory, but do you remember all the people in the background in those memories? Like, sure, you remember the people you were talking to, your parents, and you don't remember anyone in the background, but you know that there were people there. So yeah, it's a very interesting way of interpreting that.
Yeah. I mean, even with core memories, you don't remember everyone and everything in them.
You're only 11 then, right? You're very brave just to give testimony. I never did that.
Pearls is right. You did the very best you could at the time.
But nothing I said did any good.
You were 11 years old.
I was a shaking and scared little girl, small and ineffectual.
Oh, honey.
Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed close up in my shell.
But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful.
It's the sign that Shadow and I are adopting Athena.
It's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be.
In both senses
Literally.
of the word.
Also, it's usually usually it's the people with the widest smiles who have the most pain in their hearts.
But Athena, the strongest lawyer doesn't mean a lawyer that can throw a judge with his desk across the courtroom.
It does now.
I can and I will. I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. Then I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty. When I studied it, I felt like she was there with me, supporting me.
It doesn't seem like Athena knows. The prosecutor Blackwell is due to be executed tomorrow.
I wanted to prove Simon's innocent personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out of here and go save him.
They want to play Uno against him outside of this detention center.
Yeah, because I want to beat his ass in Uno.
Come to think of it,
You have been beating my ass. Sorry.
That's
Including
besides the
Uno.
point!
Context, Hankel.
Yeesh. She said something like that during the Themis Academy trial. She mentioned there was somebody she wanted to save. She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackwell.
Well, I tried a prison break, but that didn't work.
You can't suplex a prison wall, I'm afraid.
No, unfortunately not.
Also, you're too young to have a map of prison tattooed on your back.
I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say?
Huh. No, I can't tell her. But how can I lie to Athena?
You can't, I hear it.
He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent.
He was? I wonder if he smiled, like he used to, back then.
If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option here.
Who are you monologuing about, sir?
Also, if you
Oh, dear.
value your bones,
Ah! I thought you might be here. Mr. Lawyer, we're in trouble.
We are? What is it?
the robots are taking over.
I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session.
Frick.
Oh no! But this is an emergency.
It's very difficult to enter the trial once it's underway.
I don't know, bomb threat.
Yay!
My phone! It's from Trucy!
Steel Samurai theme.
After all these years.
I told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages.
No, wait! We still have a little more time! Besides, all of the courtrooms are being used right now.
Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first.
Wait, what?
Oh, the poor thing. She's a little too young to die, don't you think?
No! Don't you dare hurt her! There has to be something I can do.
Mr. Wright, what haven't you been telling me?
The cruelest injustice is about to befall us.
No! This can't be happening. Mystic Maya, help us!
But
Wait a minute. Maya,
You can have a trial anywhere. You just need the people involved.
Phoenix.
yeah, I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. That must have been really been something. Although weird is par for the course for you.
He has a gun.
Here's a bomb.
A courtroom blew up. That's it! There is a courtroom we can use after all.
A place that we can use unofficially because it's in no condition to hold it officially. Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like to say to her?
Hold it! Hold it!
Wasted.
Aura, please don't add to the crimes you've already committed.
Huh. So you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway.
We're ready to start the trial. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4. The one blown up by the bomber.
Fitting stage, don't you think?
What a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick.
I never would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. I guess it'll be fitting. I'll go get the place ready right away.
Justice!
I didn't exactly pick the place for its astonishing factor. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven?
My brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention? It's not Simon you'll be defending.
What? Not Prosecutor
It's her.
Blackwell?
I indict Athena Sykes on the charge of murdering her own mother.
Excuse me?
You'll be defending the little princess there, the one behind the glass.
What?
See you in that mountain of rubble you've chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright.
Is she talking about Athena?
Of course. Why did ever occur to me before? If Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent, somebody else had to have been the true culprit. Did I kill my own mother? No! No!
Boy, I hated how her eyes then became.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, shit.
Yikes.
Ah! No way! It can't be true! A boss fight!
Crunch.
Also, we're
It's so
crunching
strong.
at exactly
Yeah.
the wrong time.
It's no
Made the screen crunch.
crunching
too incredible.
cyclops, no.
Mr. Nick, what's the matter?
I see 5 black cyclocks! I've seen these kinds of locks before. Dark, black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them.
Not without irreversibly damaging a person.
Yeah. That's what was said. Or at least forcibly remove them. That's the clarification.
Right now!
Yeah.
We continued immediately. Please hold for the loading.
That was fun to act though.
Drifting, you
Oh,
murdered me.
mwah.
I'm dead.
Killed it.
Ghost now.
And the Oscar goes to...
Absolutely great.
Oh, hey, it's my birthday!
Happy birthday, Shadow! What a joyous day!
Birthday!
Oh,
December
Today
20.
is your day. It's Shadow's birthday. What a day for a birthday. Let's all have some cake.
There's a hostage situation going on right now.
Oh,
In
God.
the courtroom number 5.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I did a little research. Looked into those special psych locks you mentioned, Mr. Nick.
You did? That's great. I really appreciate it.
A red psych lock protects a secret a person is consciously trying to hide. Person folds under questioning, the lock breaks, and the truth comes out.
Yep. That's exactly how I got the truth out of Detective Fulbright and Director Cosmos.
But a black psych lock protects a secret from the deepest place in a person's heart. A secret the person isn't even consciously aware of.
So even they don't know it's there.
Athena isn't trying to keep anything from you on purpose. For some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off, even from herself.
She's repressed.
Okay, so all I have to do is break the Cyclox?
According to my research, Black Cyclock is like a heavy chain wrapped directly around one's heart. If they are ripped off by force, it can cause permanent damage to a person's soul.
In other words, if I'm not careful, I could traumatize Athena for good.
Again.
No, ever again. Pearls, could you stay by Athena's side? She must be suffering under the weight of such a heavy burden.
Alright. Will you be alright by yourself, Mr. Nick?
I'm up against Edgeworth. I have to be able to give this trial all my focus and strength.
And you can't do that if I'm there. I'll just hold you back.
Oh no, baby.
No, that's not it. I just meant I can relax and concentrate if I knew you were with Athena. You're the only one who can do it, Pearls.
Alright. I'll do it then. Good luck, Mr. Nick.
Yeah, because if there's anyone who has even bigger heart than Athena's Pearls.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like her enthusiasm.
Yes.
Yay.
Good. Now that my mind is at ease, I'd better get ready.
They would be a great crime-fighting duo, Athena and Pearl.
Yes.
I'll just tidy up the
Captain
evidence and
Justice.
take out what I don't need. Hey, God, take these. Try to end this nightmare that started 7 years ago.
Take this.
Take
Take
that.
this.
No, take
Take
that.
this, take this.
Take that!
December 20, District Court. Courtroom number 4.
At last, my favorite courtroom.
It's always a blast to have court in this room.
I will say, I have been saying every single time, oh, but courtroom number 4 is my favorite.
Yeah.
First
Depends.
warning for Lemming Ross. First warning for Lemming Ross.
Objection.
Overruled.
Sustained. Back!
Well, what is it? Is it overruled or is it sustained?
Well, the judge sustained it.
Yeah, Judge sustained it.
Defense, prosecution, and judge. There are even people in the gallery.
How? That gallery is destroyed.
The roof
They're
has been
standing.
completely blown off, and the walls have collapsed. But today, this room is my battleground. Call me Player Unknown.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Second warning for Lemming Ross.
Court, or the facsimile thereof, is now in session for the trial of Athena's acts.
I noticed that they've actually leveled the scales because it was lopsided in the other pictures.
Hmm.
Now it's been straightened up.
Hold it! Not a facsimile, old man. This is a proper official trial. Take this more seriously, or you'll start hearing the bones of these hostages snap.
Yeah. Please try not to upset Miss Blackwell. I'm begging you.
Court is now in session for the very serious and very proper trial of Athena's acts.
Better, thank you.
This is no trial. It's nothing more than a ridiculous farce.
Edgeworth.
What did you say?
We got a buddy in chat. Hi, Captain
Edgeworth.
Diablos.
Hello.
Wow.
Just making sure I greet the friend before we get into the dramatics.
That's fair.
The more dramatics.
Did you not hear what I just said to His Honor?
However, this ridiculous farce has a very important meaning for our legal system. Recall the case of the UR1 incident in which a prosecutor was found guilty of murder. That case ushered in the odious dark age of the law.
I see what you're after. If we can find the real truth behind that case today,
Precisely. The darkness will be dispelled, and glory shall be restored to the court system.
Glory to our storage car.
Article Edward, you sound as if you know something of this truth.
I do indeed. A new suspect has emerged in the UR1 case. For 7 years,
Your court of justice.
Simon Blackwell has refused to speak in order to cover for someone else.
Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes.
I'm sorry, Wright. The situation is what it is, and I must do what I must. The prosecution moves to indict Athena Sykes on the count of murder in the first degree.
This is the guy you keep gushing about, Mr. Wright.
In fairness to him, he hasn't really got an option.
Regardless the circumstance, I intend to question the defendant with all I have. For that is a part of my creed.
Then you better bring it.
If the two of you are ready. Court is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes.
Your Honor, the defense was born ready.
The prosecution is also ready.
The prosecution was born ready even earlier.
Sorry about that, Shadow. I just had to kind of...
No, it's fine. It's fine. You
Yeah,
were perfectly in your right to do that.
You're going to say?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
No, please, if you have
I've
something-
completely forgotten what it was anyways. Let's
Okay.
go.
Something about him not having another choice, which is true.
Yeah.
There's
I just
immense
like getting
tension
quit.
between us. It's like we're picking up right where we left off.
It is my duty to clear Prosecutor Blackwell of false accusations and end this insanity.
But I have no intention of losing Miss Sykes either. She's a very promising young lawyer. I know without a doubt that Athena is innocent. But I don't think Prosecutor Blackwell did it either.
You and your third persons.
He does that, huh?
Yeah.
So, do you have any clue who's responsible for the sabotage?
At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy.
The true culprit is a spy. It's going to be hard to convince anyone that of that when I barely believe it myself. But I don't have a choice if I want to save Athena and Blackwell and expose the spy.
Now then, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth.
No need for the chief prosecutor bit, Your Honor. I am here as a simple prosecutor.
Very well, your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Now there, I've been known of late to give an impressive opening statement myself.
In all the trials I have ever seen, only the prosecution gives an opening statement.
God,
Of course, you're right, I was just joking, having a little fun.
Does Edgeworth look really tired to anybody?
Yes.
To anybody else? No, I mean literally. There looks to be bags around his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I think
man
those are
doesn't
present-
sleep. We've established this.
I think those are also present in the trilogy models. Less so
Yeah.
in the investigations, though. I don't know.
I mean, he does sleep once a week.
For like 17 hours straight.
Not wrong.
No, for like 3. He doesn't have time for 17 hours sleep.
So he wasn't doing them just out of fear. Interesting.
Let's start with a brief overview of the UR1 case incident. The incident occurred at the Cosmos Space Center 7 years ago on October 7th. The victim, psychologist Meta Sykes, was killed in the robotics lab on the 4th floor.
Athena's mother.
Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor at the time, was found guilty of the crime. I have sick rhymes, yo.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There were two
You
deciding
also
factors.
have,
Yes, go on.
Yes.
you also have your eyes closed almost all the time if you don't need to use them, because you just want to rest your eyes for a fucking moment.
There were two deciding factors that led to his guilty verdict. 1. Blackwell was the only person in the corridor to the lab at the time of the murder. And 2, this photo, which captured the moment of the crime.
Very incriminating evidence indeed. It would appear that the only conclusion is that Prosecutor Blackwell did indeed...
Hold it!
Are you kidding me? I'm not accepting any conclusion of the kind. This opening statement is over. Now, hurry up and call the witness.
Excuse me, Miss Blackwell, but we must follow proper procedure for these things, you know.
Or perhaps we should heed her wishes, Your Honor. She is the trial's sponsor, after all. Besides, the courtroom is chilly, and sitting for too long can't be good for your back.
No, you are very kind to show such concern for the welfare of the everyday.
As skilled as ever at playing the court puppeteer, I see.
Of course.
The prosecution calls its first witness, a witness who decided to bring forth new testimony after 7 long years.
New testimony? And just who is this witness, anyway?
I can take a wild guess.
Blackwell?
Oh.
Bobby Fulbright's the name. In justice we trust.
Oh my goodness.
What are you doing here?
I'm just here to speak for the hostage taker, Miss Orla Blackwell. She says she's too busy with confining and threatening the hostages and all.
That doesn't seem to stop her from constantly chiming in through Clunko.
I'm having my regrets already, don't worry about it.
No regrets, only justice.
But I'm nothing more than an observer in this. Do your best. I'm watching you.
Believing her brother innocent, Miss Blackwell has been conducting her own investigation. And though her current actions are hardly lawful, I think we can at least hear her theory.
I have here Miss Blackwell's notes on the investigation she conducted. And I'll be giving testimony based on these notes. Here I go!
If you can read her handwriting.
Or Blackwell's theory.
Simon isn't the murderer. He was trying to cover for someone. Someone else was at the scene at the time they say Simon committed the murder. I mean, if he really was out to steal the moon rock, then why the rolling case? Because it was using it to hide someone inside. That's why. And the only person small enough to fit inside that case was Athena Sykes.
Okay, Buster, I know I work around robots, but you could lose the robotic tone of that voice, please.
That was me pretending to read the testimony.
That.
And that's Miss Blackwell's theory. It totally goes in the face of the official ruling, huh? About the case she mentions, there were other rolling cases like that one in the lab. But they're not for traveling. They're apparently for moving parts of equipment.
I vaguely remember seeing 3 cases of all different sizes.
At the last trial, they thought the prosecutor Blackwell used the case to steal the rock. And they had a perfectly good reason to think that too. You see, there's a security camera in the corridor that leads to the robotics lab. And that camera captured footage of Blackwell leaving the scene with the case.
I can see why that footage helped to bring his trial to a quick end. It's very convincing, that's for sure.
7-year-old video updated in the court record.
That case, by the way, was discovered later outside the Space Center grounds.
Speaking of after the incident, where was the defendant, Athena Sykes, found?
She was found on the 5th floor of the Space Center in the Sykes family residence. Prosecutor Blackwell most likely brought her there after the incident.
Did I miss anything important?
In addition, it's unknown where Miss Sykes was at the estimated time of death.
We just got started with the trial.
Okay, good.
Miss Sykes was too confused by the shock of her mother's death to give proper testimony. And there was no witness or evidence to tell us where she might have been.
So what you're saying is Miss Sykes didn't have an alibi?
That is what the evidence is saying, yes.
I understand the reasoning behind the theory, but I'm far from convinced. The victim is the accused mother. Are you actually blaming an 11-year-old girl?
Of course, the girl had a very strong motive.
Dr. Sykes was a psychologist who wrote many papers about speech and emotions. You're aware of Athena Sykes' special ability, aren't you, Your Honor? Are you referring to that therapy thing? Yes, he's done it quite a few times in court.
The ability to read emotions from speech and the subject of her mother's research.
Well, as long as it benefits society, I don't see any particular problem researching it. Oh.
I don't like where this is heading. Not one bit.
Me neither.
Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you seriously suggesting?
I've done my best to be delicate, but even you can't deny it to be true, Mr. Wright. No longer able to withstand the anguish of the experiments, Miss Sykes felt her only choice was to kill her own mother.
She's 11!
Ah! Bullshit and you know it.
Order! Order in the court! What a tragic story. I hardly want to believe it myself. But we must proceed. Mr. Wright, if you could. Defective Fulbright, please refer to the list.
Witness testimony, cross-examinating time.
Or a Blackwell's theory. So I'm guessing we're just going to press everything and go from there.
Yes.
Yes.
Sounds good.
So, Prosecutor Blackwell willingly accepted a death sentence to protect someone else?
Yes! That is precisely what Miss Blackwell appears to believe.
And that is what I believe as well. Prosecutor Blackwell is no murderer, Mr. Wright.
But Athena Sykes certainly didn't kill anyone either, Mr. Edgeworth.
So it appears neither of us can afford to go easy on the other. Fine. I expected no less.
Oh, I remember this atmosphere. It's so invigorating. I'm only reading notes here, but yeah, I feel extra invigorated too. So let's keep going.
Yes, Burr?
Oh, Shashful Bright, the tension between the two rises. Don't cut in.
All right, let's go on. Let's.
But that was just speculation.
Objection!
Objection! No, Miss Blackwell had proper grounds for her claims.
Objection!
Then why didn't you say so in the first place?
Objection!
Objection! You're the one who screamed, "Hold it!" and cut me off.
Fine, so maybe I jumped the gun by a teeny weeny bit.
Now I know what they mean when they say close enough to argue. Moving on!
The girls are fighting
yes,
again.
Right, they are married. Not officially, just...
Hold it! Just in our minds.
Yes.
They argue.
This rolling case.
They're married like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are married.
I suppose you mean the one that existed in the photo with Prosecutor Blackwell in it, but was absent in the crime scene photos when the crime scene photos were taken.
Yes, that's the one. And Miss Blackwell has drawn a conclusion from these two photos.
She has? And what is that conclusion?
I don't know.
You're the one with her notes.
Exactly.
Oh, right, of course. Reading now. So why the rolling case?
And how do you propose he hit a person inside one of those cases?
Have you forgotten that we saw just such a thing only the other day? At your own daughter's magic show. She fit a grown person into a small box.
That's a magician.
Oh yeah! Way to ruin the memory of a good day.
A magical! I wish you would have taught me to invite me.
Aww.
Actually, I would have liked to go too.
My apologies. I'll invite you both next time, I promise. So, wait a minute. What were we talking about again?
Stuff.
Prosecutor Blackwell was using the case to hide someone.
Are you a mind reader now?
Although it's a great it's not nice confirmation that Edgeworth and Phoenix do hang out outside of work to the point even like
they're going on dates.
even to the point where it's like, hey, come along to my daughter's magic show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course Edgeworth goes.
Of course he goes.
Yeah, but
Of course he goes.
He was using at the magic show was like a prop. It probably had some sort of contraption to provide the illusion of being able to.
Again, she's a magician. That's different.
Yeah,
doesn't count.
Unlike the cases that were in the robotics lab. Next thing you know, they're gonna try to prove that Athena was carried out of that place in magical underwear.
But you'll
Also
forget.
Yes,
But you are forgetting the fact that that could have been the secret of the trick. That could have been what. I mean, I personally believe sitting there, Phoenix just enjoying the show. Edgeworth is like dismembering each trick, like how it works. You know.
Yeah.
That tracks.
But also missed opportunity for this game to bring up the fact that we had the plane thing in Investigations 1, which also involved a suitcase, Mr. Edgeworth, which we hid a body in.
Yes.
But that's nothing more than conjecture, and it's hardly the only possibility.
In that case, what do you think Prosecutor Blackwell had in that case?
Well, the sword, at least.
I think it was the moon rock.
Objection. There were 3 cases at the scene, and Prosecutor Blackwell used the largest one. The moon rock was egg-shaped and only about 8 inches in diameter. It wouldn't have made any sense to use the largest case there just to move that rock.
Be that as it may, it doesn't prove Miss Sykes was inside.
Then let me ask you this. Can you come up with a better theory of what was in the case?
Mr. Webb, can you?
No, in this specific case. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like.
Yikes.
I feel like Athena was in that case, but she didn't kill her mother.
Mm-hmm. Yikes.
Not on purpose, anyway.
Give a guy some time to think. Let's see. Should I try to bluff my way through what could have been in that case?
What game are we playing, Phoenix?
Phoenix, you're like the prime example of bluffing your way through shit.
Welcome to Bluff or No Bluff.
Oh my god.
Deal or no deal.
I know exactly what Prosecutor Blackwell carried from the scene. I just have to find something else that was missing, right? No sweat.
The sword?
Oh, I would be very interested to hear there. If it's true, that is.
No, the sword is there.
Ah.
This is a crime scene photo taken after Prosecutor Blackwell left, correct? All we have to do is compare it with this photo of Prosecutor Blackwell to see what's missing.
Oh, it's the arm.
If he took something with him, then it should be in one of these photos. Lady Luck, don't fail me now.
All right then, Mr. Leg, let us hear your theory. What did Prosecutor Blackwell take from the scene of the murder?
Yeah, because it has blood in it, right on the end.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It does.
Yeah. Also, it has some writing on it as well.
Also, well done, Shadow, for calling out the arm.
Well, that's the bandage that Athena put on the robot's arm.
Yeah.
It is.
Please notice that there is a robot part on the top of the cart in this photo. However, in this photo taken after the crime, the robot part is gone.
But why would
In other words, this part is something that was taken from the scene of the crime.
I think we were right in speculating. The robots were trying to get Miss Sykes better, and they were trying to fix her. And it killed
because
her.
I'm pretty sure that's like the same kind of arm that's on Panko and Klonko.
Yeah, but you know where the but the blood is on the wrong side of the arm. It's on the bit. It's on the shoulder joint.
Yeah.
Why would the shoulder joint?
Because
Why
they
would
might
that have
Because
blood?
they tried to pick her up.
or
No,
they
no,
might
but the shoulder joint
Yeah.
it would be articulated
Yeah.
into the robot at the time. You wouldn't be
feel
able to get blood there
I
unless
think-
it was being fixed into somebody.
Yeah, I
that's
feel
pretty
like
much
they
all
might
I'm
have
to say.
wanted to use their own parts. They were
I don't
trying
like
to
the
do
implication of
anything
that, Shadow.
to make her better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, it's not. I'm just speculating now, but it
Yeah.
No,
just.
it's good. Good speculation's good.
I'm
but
getting
it's
vibes
just
of that
bothering-
one game with the soldiers being cut up and like put back together into robots. Which game is that? Someone here should know.
Oh, you mean like the entry cutscene for like isn't it Quake 2? Quake 3?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
It's one of many. It just bothers me that it's it's on the articular piece, not the end of the grasping arm.
Not on the hand end. You mean?
Yeah, it's not where I would have expected it to be. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and I think what Blackwell is doing, he's covering for the robots on Atina's request.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, look, see that would articulate into the robot's shoulder.
Yes.
Which suggests that that
Or
bit was being pressed into a wound.
Yeah,
like
but why is the sword also?
It would be in the robot's shoulder, but what if it's not? What if it's being pressed into a human's shoulder? A specific one.
Yeah, the wound isn't there though. It's in the sternum, the center of the chest. There's more. There's more here. There's more to explore.
Well,
here.
There's a lot we don't know.
Well, she's taller than the robots, though.
Yeah, but it's still in the center. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
You can stew on that. It'll be fine.
Also, do you think she would have been laying still while that is happening?
I mean,
I
if she
don't
was
know. Maybe she
unconscious-
would have passed out.
Yeah, if she was unconscious, if she was having some sort of if her heart stopped or anything.
I want to believe she was unconscious. Can you imagine being conscious for that whole thing?
Oh shit!
Okay.
If she was conscious, they would not have been doing that. I guess.
Okay, Diva, are you enjoying this?
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
You guys know it's wrong, don't you?
No, we know what happens.
I think Kay is heartbroken, honestly.
I'm keeping it together.
Less.
Sorry, I just want to warn you. This is not our last word. We're gonna come out with even wilder.
No, please.
No. Yeah, that's fine.
In time, we just need more detail.
Mr. Judge?
You do appear to be right. I don't see it in the second picture. But it's just a piece of junk. How important could it be?
It's a hunk of junk.
Is it really just an insignificant robot part? Speaking of which,
I heard the princess say that in the back of shot there. I heard that. What are you looking at? I'm gonna start charging for each glance per eyeball.
Jesus.
Stingy. What happened to the age of free previews?
Don't write checks that your eyeballs can't cash.
Your Honor, about this robot part. Doesn't it look like it'd be a robot from that, an arm from that robot there?
Well, now that you mention it, it does, doesn't it? But the case is still too big to be practical for just a moon rocket robot arm.
And the sword? Oh, wait, no, the sword was still there. Never mind.
But was it really just the one arm that was in there? If it wasn't Athena in the case, then maybe...
The whole robot?
I believe there was another robot in the scene that looks just like the one here. Your Honor, it is the defense's assertion that it was this other robot that was in the case.
Oh, so not another person, another robot. Okay, right. Okay.
Of course.
That would explain why the battery...
Objection.
How many boxes is that robot standing on?
We can't be certain that part belonged to a robot. Yes, it looks like the arm of the one before us, but it could be something else entirely.
That's what's wrong.
Besides, it's wrapped
Like what?
entirely in bandaging, making it difficult to verify what it is.
Objection!
I know for a fact that it is a robot arm. I can even tell which robot it belonged to, just by looking at it.
Phoenix, stop bluffing.
I'm
He's
not
not
bluffing, we've
bluffing,
already
though.
had this information.
Yeah, we know that it's Punko's arm.
Yeah. With this information, we can investigate whether it was there at the time or not.
But Mr. Wright, I was a more to do. I'll try again. But Mr. Wright, I thought you were more of the technologically illiterate type. Nailed it.
I read ahead and almost choked on my drink.
When did you become such an expert? I feel somehow abandoned.
Oh!
Not to worry, Your Honor. I still know next to nothing about machines.
Oh, that explains why
Still
I'm
more
doing
than
this
you,
stuff.
Your Honor.
Get
But
right
I know
to-
this piece of evidence belongs to which robot. Piece of evidence belongs there. I'll try again. But I know which piece. This piece of evidence proves which robot arm the arm belonged to. Oh my God! What is up with my eyes today?
Honestly,
Okay,
that
that was
sounds kind of fucked though.
sentences.
It's fine.
I mean, or it was threatening to pay by the eye, so...
Yeah.
Ugh.
And that's the photo with.
So what you're
Punko
saying is
and-
we should have had Apollo in here then. He only has one.
The robot in this picture is named Punko.
Oh, that one.
But take a look at Punko's arm.
I
It was
forgot.
Miss Sykes who bandaged it up like that.
She must have thought the machines heal in the same way people's do.
Wait, that's from the forearm down.
What an adorable, naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchild.
The robot arm
With,
of the
with
crime
us yet
scene.
again.
That
Wait,
robot
that's-
arm at the crime. Yes.
That's just the forearm. Where's the rest of it?
Not here.
I guess.
It's
What
broken
if
off.
Yeah, we don't know why, but the entire rest of Punko might be in the case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The robot arm at the crime scene had the same bandaging wrapped around it. In other words, this robot arm could only belong to none other than Punko.
Also, that's 2 boxes. That's not too many.
2 orange crates, I see.
Order in the court! Order, I say! What do you have to say to this?
I concede that the robot is about the same size as a child, but it cannot grab its knees and curl itself up into a ball. Even if it was the large...
I was not programmed with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Even if it was the largest of the cases, the robot couldn't possibly fit in there. We'd have to resort... Dr. Betta Sykes was a psychologist expert. She was not Dr. Eggman.
Nor was she researching the morph ball technique.
Apparently not.
Yeah. Or was she? I mean, what kind of secrets the spy was trying to
What the
steal?
fuck is this anyway?
Oh my God, was the spy Dr. Eggman?
Also, I'd argue that's like hip height, but whatever.
Just
Okay,
below
just
his
come up to
head.
about mid-thigh and possibly like, well... I see your point. The robot is much taller than that.
You've got me there, except the robot is on boxes!
Mm-hmm.
So then, did Prosecutor Blackwell make Punko fit into the case by...
Dismantling.
What are you having to look at Pactic? Jesus Christ.
Of course Punko would fit. All Prosecutor Blackwell had to do was dismantle her. Once taken apart, the robot could have easily fit inside the rolling case.
Unless it was already dismantled.
It appears to be a robot assembly device.
Assemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button.
Not disassemble, I am alive!
That
Oh,
sounds
dear.
pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick?
I appreciate the short circuit reference there.
Disassemble means dead! Do not disassemble, Johnny Five, I am alive!
God damn, I love that movie. Anyone out there who's not seen that should see it.
Yeah.
It sounds rather violent, but Mr. Wright does have a point there.
Don't like the implication.
Objection. Except that there was a body on the table where the robots are dismantled and assembled. There would have been no room to take the robot apart.
Objection!
Sir, have you ever heard of a hammer and a lot of force?
But what if it wasn't done on the table? What if the katana was used instead?
Also a good point.
You mean the sword?
Would explain the blood on the
Yes, Your Honor.
joints.
Yeah.
Miss Blackwell, I'd like your opinion as a woman of science. Isn't it true that the katana could have been used to take the robot apart?
I suppose so. But only by Japanese steel folded 10,000 times. The joints aren't made of a very tough material. A blade could slice through them.
Thank you for your expert opinion, Miss Blackwell. Thanks to you, we now know that the existence of the severed arm in the photo proves that Punko was taken apart.
I was hoping he would be
Oh,
asking.
but that explains why the blood is on it, because it transferred from the blade.
Yes, that would make more
Yes,
sense.
yes, indeed.
That would make innumerable more sense.
Yeah, because with each cutting of the limb, there would be a smear of blood left on it.
Yeah,
when
Probably
it
would
got-
like that.
also, I was hoping for like Prosecutor Edgeworth as a long-time Steel Samurai fan. Can you cut a robot arm with a katana?
It would also explain why it's severed from the elbow joint and not from like the shoulder.
In addition, since the rest of Punko was not found at the scene, we can conclude that the true meaning of this photo is very different from the original interpretation.
You can't be.
That's exactly what I mean. This photo does not capture the moment of the murder. It is instead a picture of the moment after the robot was sliced apart.
He was butchering something, just not a human.
It was robot murder.
Just not a human.
It wasn't even a murder because the robot was fine afterwards.
The blood you see where the arm was cut off was transferred there by the bloody katana.
Fair.
Most likely the rest of Punko is scattered around Prosecutor Blackwell's feet.
But that does beg the question, why is there blood on that blade? I mean, it wasn't used as the murder weapon, but who used it for that?
Not hearing this.
Therefore, what was transported inside that case was not the defendant, but a robot! Miss Sykes was never at the scene at the time of the murder.
Ah! My head! My head! I can't see without my head! My body, where am
Calm down, Val.
Order! Order in the court!
I understood that.
It's true that Ponka was found in pieces after the murder. And I'll admit, I repaired her myself afterwards.
Photo of the crime updated in the court record.
Yes, I'm finally making some progress. Hopefully I've gotten at least one step closer to proving both Athena and Prosecutor Blackwell innocent.
Objection!
Objection! Well played, Mr. Wright. You've made your point abundantly clear. I can see that it wasn't the defendant inside the rolling case, but the robot.
Alright. What's going on here? It's never good when he plays things this straight.
Edgeworth straight, that'll be the thing.
He's
As a
playing.
prosecution, we don't claim that the defendant was carried from the scene.
No, Your Honor. My claim hasn't changed.
Objection!
But Ponko and Miss Sykes couldn't have both been inside that case.
Objection!
Objection! The notion that the case was used to carry Miss Sykes was Miss Blackwell's theory. I have been on a different opinion from the outset. Now I finally have the opportunity to voice my theory.
Alright.
Thanks to the defense.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Edgeworth. He's been one step ahead of me this whole time.
How do you propose the defendant of the crime scene?
Simple. The footage only shows Prosecutor Blackwell from behind. What's more, he's holding his arm in front of his body, as if he were holding something or someone.
That's hardly evidence.
I have proof. The surcoat Prosecutor Blackwell was wearing. The victim's blood was found on the front of it, and the stain it held had a highly distinctive shape.
A blood stain of a distinctive shape? Please continue, Mr. Cragcroft.
7 years ago, the defendant was known to constantly wear a certain item, of which there's only one in the world, a special pair of headphones made just for her. She always
Oh, am I gonna say this thing again? Okay, I thought I already did. She always wore those big heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research.
Analysis showed the bloodstain to be in the exact same shape as these headphones. In other words, this was no mere blood splatter. The blood went from the victim's body to the headphones and then was imprinted onto Prosecutor Blackwell's coat like a stamp.
A most gruesome stamp indeed.
Blackwell carried Miss Sykes, who had been hit by a splatter, away from the crime scene. This proves that Athena Sykes was, without question, present at the crime scene. And that concludes the prosecution's argument.
Yeah!
Well, time to take it apart.
Order! If the defendant was indeed at the scene, it deepens the suspicion against her.
This is a perfect opportunity for us to take a break as well. So we're yes, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, just basically fill our glasses as we basically refill our glasses because it's very hot here in the UK and other countries, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
See ya!
Hello everyone, welcome back. We're now back for part 2 of tonight's stream, and that's including my colleagues from the Silly Voices. Hello, we're back, everyone.
Hello.
I should be audible now.
Yes.
No, but no. Honey, no.
Bear, this is your first warning, Bear. This is your first warning.
His first and his second. Just come on.
But look at him.
No, only one warning for that.
Would you like me to repeat this one?
Yes, just for the sake.
No problem. Order! If the defendant was indeed at the scene, it deepens the suspicion against her.
Objection!
We've also shown that the robot was there at the scene as well.
Are you alright? Whoever that was?
Yeah, that was me.
That objection was a bit
You okay?
intense.
The frame that I just put up has in fact fallen off.
Oh no!
Maya's down. No.
Is that okay?
Mystic Maya.
You're still in one piece, don't worry.
Good.
And so are you, I hope.
Oh yeah, it went behind my PC, it's fine.
Oh, no cracks, I hope.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, that was a very intense objection you did.
I hope you're not making the ridiculous claim that a simple robot was the real murderer.
I don't really think that, no, but you can't say the possibility isn't there.
I love that. Wasn't my idea, but it's a good idea. You know.
It's like you dare question my bluffing. Really?
Detective Fulbright, was the robot questioned at the time?
No, I don't see any echo of it. I believe it was considered unrelated to the case.
Well, as it turned out, the robot was actually integrally related. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Punko to the stand. As if that's particularly weird. We've had parrots before.
You allowed
And
a
whales.
parrot and an
Hold
oka
up.
to the stand.
Order in the court! Particular Edward, what do you think about this?
Mr. Wright has called all manner of witnesses to the stand over the years. So why not a robot? Nothing surprises me anymore with him.
You did tell him about
Well.
Walker, right?
I will allow the witness. Bailiff, please summon the robot named Punko.
Yes, sir!
But
Robot
isn't
named
it-
Bunko!
Never mind. Ignore me. I'm done.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is not Witness. My name is Punko.
Yes, I realize that. But when you are at the witness stand, you are the witness.
No, I'm not. I'm Punko. Say it with me. Punko.
Now this is
What?
Patrick.
An utterly inflexible little robot.
Oh, Edgeworth,
They're robots,
your
honey.
witnesses never play along with you.
You're the last person should be calling anybody inflexible.
Yeah, paging pod. Kettle is here to see you.
Remind me, my grandchild, to just tell his name. Precious.
All right, Ponko, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Questions? You have questions? Hooray! What are your questions?
I want to know if you were there at the scene of the murder of Metis Sykes. It was 7 years ago on the 7th of October around 2 p.m. in the robotics lab.
Certainly. Just 1 moment. Searching data. Search complete. Yes, I was there in the robotics lab.
Also, did they just drag these things in and then stack them on top of those?
I think so.
Yeah.
It would seem this robot's testimony is necessary to this case after all.
This is great. I just knew Ponko must have seen something important.
What's the betting that she was charging at the time and shows absolutely fucking nothing?
Oh, I think
Committed right before this poor little
I
girl's
think-
eyes. It's inexcusable.
I feel that the way she's gonna describe things are gonna be incriminating Athena.
Probably.
Uh-huh.
The judge seems ready to adopt Ponko as another grandchild.
So, little Punko, do you think you ever saw testimony today?
Mr. Wright, have you seen your own adopted children?
I
Not in
mean,
the
we
last
have
couple of
some-
hours.
I mean, we have a Burr here who is expanding his roster of nieces and nephews right now.
Yes.
With his testimony.
What I saw.
I went to the robotics lab at about 2 p.m. for my regular recharge. Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mabu Metis. And then Mabu Metis fell down. After that, I was recharging, so I don't know anything. After I charged up, I was cleaning the room, and Mr. Simon came in. And then an error occurred. There is no data after that point.
That was probably when he was dismembering.
Take care of yourself, Diabolos. Diabolos? Diabolos? Diabolos?
Diablos.
Diablos.
Diablos. Take care of yourself.
Sorry. it's a nice username to say.
It sounds like the defendant was without question at the scene. However, it doesn't appear that the witness saw the actual moment of the murder.
I disagree. This testimony shows the defendant did indeed commit the crime.
What?
At the end of the day, we mustn't forget that this witness is still a machine. Being a robot, its understanding capacity to express itself are limited.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
So what are you suggesting?
The witness statement needs to be interpreted. For example, the terms hugged and then later fell down. Adults don't usually fall down after being hugged by a child.
They don't, but...
Yes. What this witness statements are telling us is The defendant stabbed the victim with the murder weapon during this moment.
What?
No,
I
but
don't
that's...
think you could. I
No,
don't
no,
think you
that's
could
not
call
how
it a
that's
hug.
Before Miss Sykes hugged Dr. Sykes, did the two of them converse?
Yes, they did. They spoke to each other very loudly, but I don't know what they said. Athena is usually so quiet, so I was surprised.
Spoke very loudly. We can interpret this to mean they argued.
I see. Murder after a heated argument, and then the victim fell down. I agree that it does sound like a reasonable interpretation. However, Boko doesn't seem to remember anything that happened after that.
When I am recharging, I go into sleep mode. But I remember everything before that. I have a very good memory.
You may as well admit defeat now, right? A cross-examination would be useless.
Don't be ridiculous. A cross-examination is never useless.
Until now, think about it. Robots don't lie. This robot is both an important witness and a valuable evidence at the same time.
Nevertheless, I will have my cross-examination. With a cross-examination, I am able to bullshit my way through anything.
Like, Edgeworth, do you know what game you're in?
I see you haven't changed. You never were the one to worry about wasting time.
Very well. Even if it may be a waste of time, we may proceed, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. As Moon Knight used to say, random bullshit, go!
Yes.
I'll show you both just how fruitful any cross-examination can be. Bleh.
Cross-examination.
What I saw.
Lauren Gibson alerted. Oh?
Lauren Gibson.
It's a very
Your
good
regular
game.
recharge. What is that exactly?
I have to refill my battery's power, or else I stop working. I go to the lab to do that.
So that recharge occurred around 2 p.m., around the same time of the murder?
That's right. I go every day at 2 p.m.
She clearly recharged.
Center and fixing image center is but all.
Hugged her, huh? Which Edgeworth took to mean stabbed her with a weapon. You said the two of them were talking before Miss Sight hugged her mother. Is that right?
Yes, they were talking very loudly, but I couldn't tell what they were saying.
Couldn't tell? Even though they were speaking so loudly?
I'm only allowed to listen to voices that are directed at me.
If it listened to every voice, it would be a little better than a mobile eavesdropper.
Slow turn to Alexa.
Well, that explains why some of Panko's testimony is so vague.
To be fair, Alexa is programmed to only respond when she hears her voice. It's just that the problem is you could say something similar to her voice and she might activate. So
That's fair.
Similar to her name, you mean?
yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, that.
Everyone's brain is right, it's fine.
It's hot. Phoenix.
Yeah, I did this bit.
Oh, sorry. It's a shame that our little friend wasn't listening in, however. We could have learned what they were talking about just before Dr. Sykes was killed. Now then.
Of course they weren't listening in. Then the case would end too soon.
Now then, what happened after that? After that, though, that's good thought on the creators thinking, like, these robots, that'd be problematic having robots recording everything. You know,
Yeah.
Privacy
Temper incident of laboratory and oh?
I don't want to delve too deeply here, but... Could you tell us how the victim appeared and acted at this moment?
Mommy Mattis was very surprised. she was hugged, I heard her heart pound.
Her heart?
Oh, yes, of course, because they.
Mr. Wright, have you forgotten about this document we found in the robotics lab? These robots have a heartbeat detection system.
Now that you mention it, I do remember reading something like that there. They detect the presence of people by the sound of their heartbeats. Wait a minute. That means... if Dr. Sykes really did die at this moment...
No, wait, hold on.
Yeah?
They can read your emotions by the tone of your voice. So this fucking robot is lying. It should know what was
No,
the
because
emotion.
she's not allowed to. They're not allowed to listen into voices that are not directed at them.
I know, but they heard they were speaking loudly, so
They're not allowed to listen to the words, but
They probably can comment on volume, but maybe not else, you know.
on volume and on like tone.
But
So, like,
but maybe the tone is only programmed to register when being talked at them. It's
Yeah, they would need to focus on it, like what we would have to. I think.
She hears the heartbeat. I would argue that that's harder to focus on than the tone of someone's voice.
I don't know. Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punko, how was Dr. Sykes after she fell down? Could you still hear the sound of her heartbeat?
Let's see. The moment she fell, her heart was pounding.
So she can't have died.
After that, I don't know. I started recharging just then.
No, she couldn't have died when she fell down because it said that the stab was instantaneous death.
Yep. If the heart was still beating after that, then she wasn't stabbed.
Yeah, and the unupdated autopsy report states that the death was instantaneous, didn't it?
Yep.
Also,
Of all the unlucky timing. Sorry,
go
go
ahead.
on.
No, go ahead.
If you had heard anything after that,
yes, Drifty.
Fell down on the floor or on immediately the table?
Interesting question.
Yeah, and also I was immediately started wondering what was the time distance between hugging and falling down. Was it immediate?
It could have possibly proven that the hug wasn't actually the moment of the murder.
I'm very sorry. I'm afraid I don't know. I'm very sorry.
The robot is designed to go into sleep mode automatically, so it can't be helped. But it does appear it detected an increased heart rate at the moment of the stabbing.
After Mommy Mantis's heart started pounding in surprise, she fell by the window.
By the window?
It was the round window on the workbench side of the room.
Then how did she get in the chair?
The workbench, huh? Bongo must be talking about the table to the right of where the giant robot is now.
Where she was. Okay, where they were.
Which wasn't there before, so what was there?
Is there something critical in Punko's statement just now?
Of course there's something. There's always something.
Yep. Your Honor, I believe this statement is critical. I'd like to add it to her testimony.
Very well. Okay, could you please add that statement to your testimony? That's good as well.
Ah.
Just Laura, so because you don't done this before, whenever they add or update testimony, just read that line just once, just yeah.
Understood. Mommy Mantis fell down near the round window on the workbench side of the room.
Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at those photographs.
Athena is very strong, but there's no way she could have dragged
Yeah, an
her mom.
11-year-old girl
Yeah.
could not have moved her
At
mother.
11, yes.
Can we see the photo again where the robot is, the big robot? No.
Yeah, sure. As for the crime.
I don't think we've got a picture.
Yeah, I don't think we've got a photo of that. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I don't think we have. We've only been.
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah,
I
because the point is this at this point in time.
But what's
yeah,
the
she's
fourth
over there. There is
here?
no way a Lilith would get her mother, an 11-year-old girl, there. And also,
No, that's not.
There won't be traces of blood.
I had a thought, but I need the photo for it. So like.
Not just that, but it's right next to the Ponko's charging station as well.
yeah, and notice that there's. But also notice the station is the battery is now at 0. So either Ponko managed to fully charged, or she didn't manage to charge at all. Well, she must have been.
Oh, well, the music stopped it.
Ponko, your statement may have just inspired a breakthrough.
I was helpful? Hooray! I'm so happy!
Oh, bless her.
Just to be sure, let's go over it again, okay? The victim fell near the window on the workbench side of the room. However, her body was discovered on the operating table. Or chair.
But the operating table and workbench are two different locations.
Exactly, Your Honor. We've just learned a new crucial fact. What could explain the two very different locations of the body? I'll tell you what.
The victim
moved.
Because the victim didn't die on the first step.
An 11-year-old girl couldn't have moved the heavy body of an adult. So the only explanation is that the victim walked to the operating table herself. In other words, what Ponko observed near the workbench couldn't possibly have been the moment of the murder.
Or because Ponko was charging, there was still not fully operational, not fully fine, or maybe it was Ponko that was helping Athena when like, Ponko, help me! There's something wrong with my mommy, and Ponko because robots are a bit stronger, took her to the operating table because this is where robots get fixed. And tried to fix her.
And then maybe lost power? That would explain why there was an error. But then again, the error could have been, dismemberable.
Yeah, but it might mean that because Ponko was working on a very low battery, the memory could have not been uploaded.
Yeah, but this still doesn't explain how the sword became bloodied. There's many stages of operation here that we're missing.
That's true.
Yeah. So let's continue, shall we?
I am very relieved to hear that. And to know that the murder was committed in front of little Ponko here.
Yes.
Okay.
As we just heard from the testimony, Miss Sykes hugged her mother. Nothing more.
Objection. Right. It's been 8 years, but you're still just as green as ever.
Green? But I can't recall ever seeing Mr. Wright in anything but a blue suit.
I wore a hoodie for a while, Your Honor. Hey, blue's my favorite color. What can I say?
If the defendant couldn't move the body herself, she could have it moved for her.
Moved for her? But Miss Sykes and Dr. Sykes were the only ones there.
I agree. Since this robot is equipped with a heartbeat detection system, it would have been aware of another person's presence if someone else had been there. We can therefore conclude that the defendant and the victim were the only ones present.
And who do you suggest moved the body?
Don't you know it's in the nature of a robot to help people do things? Miss Panko, allow me to ask you a question.
Oh no.
My name is not delicious bread coating. My name is Ponko.
I
Calm down,
believe
Ponyo.
I believe you said that you were cleaning after Dr. Sykes fell down. Did you happen to move something large onto the operating table?
Yes. Yes, I did. Athena asked me to.
Oh,
Athena asked you to.
she said
Ben?
something.
What did you move to bunker?
I don't know. Unless something has an ID tag, I can't tell what it is.
Well, I did have to say.
Because her heart stopped beating.
Yes. A tag with a barcode on it. We robots scan them to tell us what a thing is.
And also, that wouldn't be on a human anyway.
That paper in the lab did mention something about that. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform ID tag. It said.
But the jacket is on the floor, so...
So it would appear that Miss Panko here can't identify what had moved.
My name is not Delicious Bread Coating. My name is Panko.
Calm down, Pachinko. It's
But we
fine.
humans have the power to imagine what it was, do we not?
We do?
Well, I do at the very least. Miss Panko, on the defendant's command, move the body onto the operating table.
Edgeworth, now you're just doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
What? Punko, did you really move Miss Sykes' body? Dr. Sykes' body. This is really important. Is there any way you could tell?
I don't know. Without an ID tag, I can't tell.
I'm having short circuits on my brain cell that I share with Shadow and Evac. And I'm feeling like the ID tag for Dr. Sykes might have been on her jacket.
Yeah, which
Yes.
was on the floor.
Yes.
But also, the only way Ponko can identify a human as a human is by scanning their face and voice, but also her heartbeat. Her heartbeat, which I think had stopped,
Yes. I think
or at
so
least
too.
was fluttering. It
Give
might
it.
have been fluttering.
Okay, go on.
Oh, no, finish. You go.
Okay. Give it up, right. If the victim's heart was stopped, the robot's detection system would be useless. Furthermore, Dr. Sykes usually wore her white coat while she was working. She kept the jacket with her ID tag on it draped over a chair in the robotics lab, and only wore it for special occasions. In other words, the victim wasn't wearing her ID tag at the time. From the robot's point of view, her body was simply just another object.
Objection!
But Ponko was equipped with facial recognition system. If she really did move the victim, she would have recognized the body as Dr. Sykes. But she didn't. So that means...
Objection. A face can easily be covered with a piece of cloth, a mask, or anything else for that matter. With her facial features hidden, the robot wouldn't be able to tell it was Dr. Sykes.
He's right.
To summarize, Miss Sykes stabbed her mother near the workbench, then, using the robot, she moved the body to the table where she removed the sword and was stained in blood.
Order! But if that's the case, then I have a question. Why did the defendant move the body to the operating table in the first place?
She wanted to fix her.
You want a reason? Very well.
What? You can't possibly have an explanation.
Your emotions blind you to the truth. You could learn a lot from our robot friends. Calm and rational thought will open your eyes to the truth in front of you, Mr. Wright. Now then,
You're more of a robot than Ponko.
do you remember the operating table's one special feature?
I believe I read that robot can be assembled and disassembled. Isn't that right?
That's right. And to the defendant, who was just a child at the time, the table was like a magic box that could make robots appear or disappear in seconds.
In the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. It looked just like magic to me what she could do.
You can't possibly be suggesting.
This young, sheltered girl had a difficult time distinguishing robots from people.
But take a look at Punko's arm. It was Miss Sykes who bandaged it up like that.
We must have thought the machine healed in the same way that people do. What a adorable naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchild.
No way. I refuse to believe it.
Miss Sykes made a childish, naive, and cruel mistake. She thought that if a robot could be dismantled and vanish without a trace...
If you're about to claim what I think you are, I demand that you word it as delicately as you can.
With all due respect, Your Honor, all I can do is present the truth as it stands. The reason the defendant moved the victim's body to the operating table...
Hold it!
No! Don't say another word. Just stop.
...was to dismantle the evidence so that she could get away with her crime.
She's 11!
She wants to fix her.
That can't be! That can't be true! Too hard to do a full length one.
That's fair.
Order! Order in the court! Order in the court, I say!
Edgeworth, she was just a little kid. How can you say such a horrible thing?
He's doing this on purpose.
Horrible? Like I said, you're just as green as ever. I came here today as a prosecutor to seek only the truth, no more, no less. My theory is simply the result of a rational consideration of every possibility.
Objection!
But dismantling isn't the table's only function. It can make repairs as well. It's conceivable that Miss Sykes moved her mother to the table in order to fix her.
I suppose that could be another way of interpreting it. But dismantle or repair, it doesn't matter either way.
What do you mean?
After murdering her mother, Miss Sykes may have come to her senses. Perhaps she did want to make it appear as if it had never happened. And that's why she tried to repair her mother. Yes, that is one possible explanation.
But
we mustn't forget the facts of this case. The victim was observed to fall down after being hugged by the defendant, and the body was moved per the defendant's command. These two facts that indicate the defendant's guilt, remain unchanged.
This just can't be true!
Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence to refute the prosecution's claim?
Evidence? Right. Let's see. I can't think of any. I'm afraid I don't have any evidence.
Since becoming chief prosecutor, I've learned that the truth isn't always pretty. Now accept the truth, Mr. Wright. A subordinate murdered her own mother. Your Honor, the prosecution demands a verdict. The hostages have suffered enough.
What a terrible and tragic conclusion. If the defense has no counter-argument, I see no need to further prolong this trial.
Edgeworth's arguments seem solid enough, but there's no way Athena could have ever done anything like that. What do I do? There has to be something. But I can't think of a single thing.
Do what you always do. Flip it.
Flip the case upside down.
Yeah,
Prosecutor Blackwell?
I was in my head going like 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Yeah.
Am I coming? Okay. This is quite the farce you're conducting here. I could die from laughter.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that your argument is based on an entirely false premise.
Go on. We're listening. Could this be the miracle I need? What was Prosecutor Blackwell trying to pull here?
Cover for Athena again.
7 years. For 7 long years. This case has been on my mind. Not for an instant did I not think of it. I'm the one who killed my mentor, and I don't think you can alter that fact now. Your baldness, I will take to the stand, and I won't take no for an answer.
Of course, Professor Blackwell. Please go ahead.
What are you trying to...
Witness testimony.
7 years ago.
I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. And then I committed the act. Ah, how cathartic it was. Simple as that.
Boy, you really copying the shit that was going on in the mock trial that wasn't a trial thing. Jesus heck.
There's a punker here. Witness the victim falling. In other words...
Objection!
Objection! I don't need any of your other words, old man. I can guess what happened.
Which would be?
She fell means she fell. Merely that. Mother and child fooling around. Perhaps she tripped. Not that it matters. When I entered the lab, there was no trace of Dr. Sykes to be seen. There was no dead body either, of course. Meaning she must have left the room.
So the murder occurred after the time period Punko described in her testimony.
You should hardly take stock in the words of a wind-up toy.
Objection!
Hey!
Objection! Then how would you explain the fact that the defendant had the robot move something?
Athena was always tinkering with robots on the operating table to amuse herself. And she always had Ponko move the heavy ones for her. That day was no different. Ponko moved a heavy robot for Athena.
This is awful. What he's saying seems to make sense. And yet...
Objection!
Objection! Prosecutor Blackwell, are you trying, even now, to turn away from the truth? Don't you realize we could bring the dark age of the law to a close today?
Objection!
Objection! You expect too much from me. I'm just a murderer, beyond redemption. Why don't you just let me go so I can settle down into hell?
Let me kick you in the shin.
You're not here!
It's tomorrow. If the truth doesn't come out by now, it's all over.
Are you saying that the little girl and the robot had nothing to do with the murder?
That's right. So let's hear your verdict. If we don't hurry, I might miss the ferry across the Styx.
Nice.
Hold it! Don't you dare judge. Don't forget, I have hostages over here. And Simon, how long you gonna cover for her?
Miss Blackwell!
Forgive me, Aura. I never wanted you to do anything like this for me. But you agreed to this trial. If you have a counter-argument, then present your evidence. That's the rule of the courtroom. Isn't that right, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth?
Blackwell, you selfish...
Well, to be frank, I don't like this, and it's my duty to make a decision. If no one has a counter-argument, I will announce my verdict.
Is this really happening? Is it really going to end just like it did 7 years ago?
I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out of here and go save him. Don't make me punch through a wall.
No, I can't tell her. But how can I lie to Athena?
You're gonna have to do it, boy. You're gonna have to call her.
If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I can't let this happen. But I just don't have the evidence to counter Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony.
Her!
Hold it.
Hey.
Athena! What are you feeling okay?
I can hear it. I can hear the voice of his heart. He's hiding something.
If he really is, I could sure use Athena's help here. Her power might just be the thing to get us through this.
Objection!
Objection.
Objection! Sice-chan! It is not you, Edward.
I am chief prosecutor.
That's a you problem, sir.
Woo!
Also, how did they both get out of the detention center?
I fought my way out.
I think there's a very smug for Bobby Fulbright just twirling the keys around his finger. I wouldn't happen to me.
No, I think Athena's there because they're the defendant.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one makes sense. Black.
No, I just punched through a wall. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I mean,
I like the idea that Blackwell's in cell. Bobby kind of rolls up, like twirling the keys around. What say we go for a little stroll, Prosecutor Blackwell? Maybe courtroom number 4?
if anything, Fulbright would be holding the keys in his teeth and panting happily.
No, he's just like, hey, look what I got.
Oh, goodness.
On with the show.
Whoa, Blackwell!
Oh, God.
Sice-chan! No need for you to chime in here. Just accept that you're innocent.
Objection! These past 7 years, they've been just as hard on me, you know?
What are you talking about? I was in prison.
My mother is dead!
Do you remember that horrible, horrible trial?
Siren.
Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. Even now, every time I stand in the courtroom, it comes back to haunt me.
Oh no.
Aww.
Not being heard, no matter how hard you try. Feeling so helpless.
Yeah, I was hoping to do the pain voice once again.
Caught in people's stares, so scared that it feels like your chest is in a vice. I'm terrified of courtrooms. I want to run out of that door even now.
And yet, you found a way to keep your fears at bay and become a lawyer.
Thanks. It's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. This day has finally come, the day I've been looking forward with all my heart. This is why I became a lawyer. This is why I studied psychology. It was all to save you from this false conviction.
But besides, you realize what this would mean? You are the accuser. If you prove Prosecutor Blackwell innocent, then...
The only thing that matters is the truth. It's my duty to find out what that truth is. Simon, please give me this chance. The chance to shake off this fear that's been with me for 7 years and to face the truth.
Athena's being so brave, confronting her past like this. This might really be the last chance to save them both. Prosecutor Blackwell, please testify one more time about the incident 7 years ago.
Fine, but your efforts will surely be in vain. For I am not a man who can be cut down easily.
And nor am I a vain man.
Here we go, Simon. Let me hear the voice of your heart.
Time for some Mood Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
Here we go!
Let's get moody.
Do I reread this or?
I reread it.
Okay. I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. And then, I committed the act. Ah, how cathartic it was.
Why are you not angry?
That's a good point.
Well, the
Moody
cathartic
rating
I feel like the
happy.
catharsis there is.
Mm.
I feel like
Hey.
yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
one
but
more
he's
back.
still not angry here.
Yeah, the thing is,
Yeah,
why is he happy? Because why is
Yeah.
he starts angry.
Yeah.
He
Like, you're
arrives. Why is he then happy but also angry? Why is he both at the same
But
time?
also, why is he happy that Athena is there? If you want to commit
Yes.
a murder, I don't think you want a witness there.
I could understand
Yeah.
there could be some background happiness of seeing your friend, but there's the background, like
Yeah, surely surely
Yeah.
the anger
You'd be
would overwhelm
surprised.
it.
You'd be
Yeah.
surprised,
Surprised.
and also
Surprised.
and also sad because he's like, I don't want her to see this.
yeah. I mean, anger is overwhelming it, but
Happy is weird in that scenario.
Yeah.
This feeling of happiness. Even though the person you were looking for wasn't there, you felt happy. Why is that?
Simple. When I was looking for Athena, hadn't found her yet, I grew worried. So when I saw her in the robotics lab, I was happily relieved. Merely that.
Just now, you said that you went to the Space Center to kill Dr. Sykes. But the first thing you did was look for her daughter instead?
I had no intention of harming Athena. So I wanted to confirm that she was safe first. It was just a part of my plan. Nothing contradictory about that.
Yeah. The second I find an inconsistency, cuts it down.
Simon knows the principles of analytical psychology.
You did it.
Well done.
Yay!
Finally,
job,
at the end of the
Sykes.
fucking case, but okay.
You just needed the practice.
There's a long time to go, trust me.
at the end of this game, you can scream that phrase from the rooftops.
I don't think I will. Anyway.
No,
That's
I
nice
don't
noise
think I
now.
will.
But I don't see any instabilities we can latch onto.
I was afraid of that. We'll just have to keep chipping away at him then, bit by bit. Could you update his testimony, Athena?
You got it, boss.
Okay.
It's very angry.
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh.
That's adorable.
When I found Athena in the robotics lab, I was relieved.
Oh, change.
When she did,
Oh,
I plunged
yeah.
Katana in.
Oh, he's suddenly
Oh.
Purely sad. Where's the
Yeah.
happiness gone, boy?
Yeah.
Not even you can falsify your emotions, Prosecutor Blackwell.
What?
When you said that you killed Dr. Sykes in your testimony, he felt sadness. Why would someone who had laid in wait to kill her be sad at her death?
Such an obvious attack. Yes, I felt sadness, but it wasn't for her. I felt sorrow for Athena and her circumstances.
Yeah, he can't be talking about that, can he?
It was just a convenient subject for her research.
Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments.
My objective was to save Athena from an obsessive scientist who treated her own daughter like a research subject.
What?
I went to the psychology lab first. That's where I would usually find Athena playing. But that day was different. I heard someone crying in the robotics lab next door. Was Athena being subjected to yet another experiment? I thought as I went to see. Conveniently, Athena had cried herself to sleep, so all I had to do was wait and kill.
So that's why he was relieved when he saw Athena. Was this story really true? I'm not sure how much to believe.
Mr. Wright?
How are you doing, Athena? Still hanging in there?
I'm a lot stronger than I look, boss. Now, take a look at this. The noise level actually increased.
What?
Up.
Yeah, he generated more life.
It went up. I've never seen you do that before.
Prosecutor Blackwell is lying somewhere in his testimony. As a matter of fact, he's piling lie on top of lie in an attempt to make his claim somewhat believable. He's trying even harder to suppress his true feelings, and that's what's causing the noise.
You cut down one line to grow back.
How in the world should I approach this? Call Captain America.
No, Captain Justice.
Aha! Someone rang.
Someone call Captain Justice.
Also, I did think it was very suspicious that the noise level would suddenly drop all the way down to 40.
Yeah, I thought that as well. I was
It
like,
hasn't
this
done that
is
before,
too easy.
ever.
I can either use an evidence-based approach, if I can find a contradiction. Otherwise, I should look for an inconsistency in his emotions.
Both is good.
There are no flaws in my testimony, and his baldness is prepared to give his verdict. Give up on this lost cause, and let the law free me of these chains already.
Objection!
I object. I don't think so. Not while I'm around. Now, contradictory testimony or inconsistent emotions. Which should I tackle first?
I know which way leads us fastest, because we're getting the same information. We'll have to loop through testimony if we don't have anything.
Probably crunching as well.
Okay.
Also, give me like a second.
Sure. So this is where it's interesting, because you have two paths which you can take, and both of them are viable. It's just, yeah, you have to do both. It's just the order. His emotions seem to be the thing that's out of whack right now.
Yeah, I think I would go for emotions.
Yeah, considering that he seems to have locked his testimony down pretty hard. We don't yet have evidence to sort of brute force our way through. At least it doesn't feel that way to me.
Yeah. And also we already have Athena all hyped up and ready to listen to his emotions.
Let's go with the emotions.
Okay. Let's look for inconsistent emotions.
Let's wait for Drifting to get back.
Yeah.
So what do people think so far of how things are developing?
My brain hurts.
Yeah. This is
I am
it is as Phoenix Wright said, this is a basket full of snakes. Very, very twisted.
Yeah, because we still don't see any place in which that extra person, the real killer, comes in.
We decided to go with the emotion.
I'm having a
We decided to go with the emotional approach, Drifting.
Okay. got it, boss. If you want to try looking for a contradictory statement instead, just let me know. I can easily switch over.
Crying from next door. Of course I was worried.
No, seems legit.
It seems sad though.
Seems legit.
I hurried over and opened the door to the robotics lab.
So why the surprise, all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We should probably do the rest of them because it's not. This is new testimony.
Okay.
It looks like.
But also, she
But before I
cried
could leave-
herself to sleep, he said.
That's what he said, but I guess I changed it. But before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck, Dr. Sykes came in. I refused to hand Athena over, so I had no choice but to kill my mentor. So back to you, and then we're good.
Well, that
Yeah, no, it's the second one because
that
all the
tracks.
others make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got it. How odd. Why would you register surprise at opening the door to the lab?
yeah, because you were expecting to see Athena.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
All
you were
right, fine.
crying.
I'll explain, if I must.
Yes.
What surprised me was Ponko. That toy figure attacked me.
Oh.
Dr. Sykes knew full well of my plan to rescue Athena.
Hmm.
She couldn't stand guard over her daughter 24 hours a day.
You okay, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Just
So
checking.
Dr. Sykes had Ponko do it.
That's right. She ordered Ponko to forcibly remove me on sight. So I slashed Ponko up with a katana that was there in the lab.
Ah,
No, you
impossible.
Impossible. She never Ponko never registered you as a tertiary person, and secondary.
Whereas the Japanese version of the game might have said Murita.
I'm just loving that. Impossible.
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 Yeah, that's the new flavor of Iron Brew.
You could have attacked Ponko because then there would be no blood on Ponko's arm.
Yes.
Yes.
True.
That rickety old puppet wasn't worthy of that fine blade.
That's right. It's happening again. There's even more noise now.
Oh, for God's sake, Simon.
100%
Oh
noise.
no! I think we have to switch to
Why you
testimony
lying?
and
It's at 100% now. What's going on here?
Whenever we find an opening, he covers it up with lies. I'll never get rid of the noise at this rate.
Pretty hard to keep telling coherent lies like that.
Because he
His
didn't.
mind and will are sharp and strong as a katana.
Yeah, but he fucked up though.
All right. What should I tackle first this time?
Testimony.
Well,
Beat-
we
yeah,
know
that's
he
a
just
beat
lied
his-
in his testimony, so.
Yeah, just to beat him to death with it.
I think there might be an inconsistency in Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony.
Alright, let's give it for a check then.
With a feeling of dread, I opened the robotics lab door. Just then, Ponko attacked me. I retaliated by cutting it into pieces. Before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck, Dr. Sykes came in. I refused to hand Athena over, so I had no choice but to kill my mentor.
We know this is bullshit.
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah. Why you lying?
cut Ponko into pieces.
This is my last resort.
Objection! No, he.
Compounding lies with more lies is never the answer, Prosecutor Blackwell. Take a look at this photo.
That's the photo of the supposed moment of the murder, isn't it?
How many more times must I see that which damned me for my sin?
The ironic thing is, I think this picture is actually going to be your savior now. See the blood stain at the end of Ponko's arm where it was severed with the katana?
I hope you aren't claiming it's the robot's blood, Mr. Ray.
Honestly, that's a perfect tension breaker. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I could see why he was about to. I can see why he said that. It's just like, in fairness.
Yeah, like you said last time, Judge writes his own jokes.
Yep. You just read the lines as Judge. You do nothing else.
Yep. No, most likely, the blood was transferred there from the bloody katana.
The katana already had blood, so then it must have been the victim's blood.
That's right. But if that's the case, we found a glaring inconsistency.
Oh, that didn't come
You
through.
said in your testimony that you cut up Ponko and then you killed Dr. Sykes. But in spite of that, the victim's blood is already on Ponko's arm in this picture.
What? But that couldn't be.
Exactly. In order for the blood to have transferred from the sword to Ponko's arm, the victim must have been stabbed first, before the robot was slashed. In other words, Prosecutor Blackwell, your entire testimony is nothing but one giant ball of lies.
Ah!
Tell the court the truth, Prosecutor Blackwell, now!
You have no idea what you're doing.
His voice, there's so much discord. I'm hearing not just one or two, but a bunch of rampaging emotions here. It's hard to describe. It's like a violent whirlpool or something.
Phoenix Wright! You will pay for this. Never have I been forced to reveal so much, but the rest I'll take to my grave!
Well, I'm pretty broke, so I don't have to pay for much. Prosecutor Blackwell, you were on the witness stand. You are obligated to tell the truth. Isn't that the rule of the courtroom?
All these complex emotions, they seem to be flowing from one source. I think what I really saw that day is what's causing these feelings.
Oh god!
Yeah. It's going critical!
Following the sound of crying, I open the lab door and then I saw it. That terrible scene. But before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck, Dr. Sykes came in.
That terrible scene?
I had no choice but to kill my mentor.
Look at this.
What terrible theme?
No, it would have to be the terrible scene.
Yeah, what terrible scene? Athena, I suppose.
It would have to be.
It was why he was surprised.
When you opened the door and saw Athena, you became overwhelmed by your emotions. Isn't that right, prosecutor?
You should know better. And though it's pathetic, I admit I'm terrified to speak of it.
Prosecutor Blackwell, Miss Sykes is innocent. I'll always believe that with all my heart. Now can't you find it within yourself to believe in me too?
Athena is innocent, huh? Can you honestly say you believe that to be true, right, Dono?
I give you my word. Now tell me what you really saw when you opened that door.
Curse you, Phoenix Wright! It was a tragedy. One I'll never forget. When I arrived at the lab, Dr. Sykes was already dead. She was lying on the operating table, while the bloody katana lay on the floor. And standing between the two, covered in blood, was Athena. She smiled, with a far-off look in her eyes, as she sweetly said,
Oh, there it is.
"Something's wrong with Mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her." That's what I saw. And now you have it. The truth that you so desperately wanted.
No. Prosecutor Blackwell finally tells the truth. And this is what it is. It's beyond devastating.
I tried to take my mother apart. I No! 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 So it was me. I'm the one who killed my mother.
Athena!
As I said, right. The truth isn't always pretty.
Still not the full truth.
Murder, disassembly on operating table, a scientist using her daughter as a guinea pig. Sadly, it appears that my theory was correct after all.
Objection!
Objection! It's true that Athena didn't like her mother's research. You dare cast aspersions on my mentor by claiming Athena was used in such a manner. Dr. Sykes could be awkward with people. But she loved her daughter with all her heart.
She loved me?
Your mother hated to see you suffer because you could hear the voices of people's hearts. She wanted to set you free of your pain, so she worked tirelessly on her research. Do you remember those headphones you hated so much?
They were masking.
Yeah.
Blocking out everything.
Yes, my head hurt every time I wore them.
No, Athena. It's just the opposite. They emitted sound waves to nullify emotional input from the voices of people around you. Your power was much stronger then than it is now. And those headphones were what enabled you to carry on with everyday life.
I thought so.
No, that can't be true. Then why would I have done something like that to somebody who loved me so much?
Her love for you was real. That I can guarantee. That's why I knew. That what had happened had to be some kind of mistake. I couldn't let you be punished for it.
So you took the blame yourself. You and your mentor are more alike than you know.
Ponko was a witness, so I put it in the case, held Athena close, and vacated the lab. I threw Ponko away in the boarding lounge trash chute. I hid the case on the Space Center grounds.
It would seem that we now have all the facts of this case.
Hold it!
No, not yet. It can't end like this.
Objection!
Objection! Do not disgrace yourself, Mr. Wright. The truth has been revealed. Or are you the type of man to turn your back on to things that disagree with you?
I'm not. But this... I can't give up now. I have to say something. Anything. Even if it's a bluff.
It's this version that doesn't explain where the moon rock is.
I've always managed to pull through that way in the past. I have to make it work.
We've still got the spy unaccounted for.
Yeah.
The defense is prepared to present evidence.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Athena?
It's okay. You can stop now. I don't want you or anyone else to suffer any longer for my sake.
Athena, what are you saying?
killed my mother. That's the truth. It's just like Prosecutor Edgeworth said. We have to face it, no matter how much it hurts. I admit my guilt.
Except she didn't. She saw her mother killed. And
But
then
could I
she
please be
got
granted just one chance to tell everyone what I recall?
It appears Miss Sykes is much braver than you, Mr. Wright. What say you, Your Honor? In light of her courage, will the court give Miss Sykes this opportunity to confess?
Very well. Then if you would, please, take the stand, Miss Sykes.
And that is where we're going to leave it for this week.
Oof.
We're not going to finish this. This case will continue long beyond this segment.
Yeah.
This is not the end.
Yeah. We are at the darkest.
It is not the end, but it is the end of the beginning.
Yes.
And the
Do you want me to do this line, or do you want me to do this line next week?
We will do this line. We'll come back to this moment next week on Silly Voices.
In terms of hero's journey, we are at the depths of hell. We're at 6 o'clock.
And we'll see you all next week for another thrilling episode of Silly Voices Saturday. And I want to thank my cast for tonight, of course. Burr.
Yay!
Divot. Lemming.
It's always darkest before the dawn.
Shadow.
No, I didn't have. I am sir not appearing in this film.
You're a prosecutor not appearing in this case.
Yes, safely.
Kay.
I never wanted this.
Our special guest Laura Petal.
This should be a movie. Where's the popcorn?
And a special shout out to Drifting.
Fucking MVP.
Yeah!
Fucking MVP.
Holy shit!
Let's try and finish this next time, shall we?
I legit, Drifting, you legit almost made me cry during that. Legit.
You did make me cry!
You have no idea how much fun it is to stretch my theater-based muscles again.
Well, we'll see how far we can take it next week. See you then, everyone.
Bye.
See
you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.